5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, welcome back to Let's Ignore, where me and my friends talk about shit, and that's pretty much it while I play for a video game. So, my friend Edison has gotten back from LARPing, and apparently has a story.
And for those who don't know what LARPing is, it's live-action roleplay. Just for those who don't know.
Understandable. Oh yeah, I gotta get a car. Okay, so you told me your legs were hurting you?
Yes, because I basically ran from one side, from one area. Okay, here, first I'm gonna tell you why. So, me and my uncle went to LARP, and it took us a while to get there because reasons. Basically, try to find a campsite in fog, and you'll understand why it was annoying as all hell to find this place. So we finally find it and get there, and we go and register our characters. My character's name is Tyr Grell. If anyone's played Diablo 3, you understand where the Tyr and Die come from. Just switch the A and the I. Yeah, the A and the I around.
I almost was debating on playing Diablo. In fact, I was actually playing it yesterday because I felt like playing Diablo.
My character is also a human assassin, level 1. He's also an alchemist.
So you make all your daggers into gold.
No, not even close what that means, but...
Oh, boo.
No.
Boo.
He has reading and writing, because if you don't have that, you can't read shit or write shit. I also have, for the character, extra body points, which basically says my hit points, or how many hits I can take before my character dies, is now 9 instead of 4. And I also have self-mutilate. And it's not what it's not how you think it is. I basically say, that thing looks dangerous. I'm gonna try and kill it! Whereas if I didn't have the skill, I'd go, that thing looks dangerous. I need to run like a little bitch. I ran anyway. I basically, when we get there, we start, my uncle goes on a mission to, in game to collect spider webs for a ritual.
Okay.
I don't know what the ritual was, but he just goes to collect
There's summon the Spider Queen.
No, it was for something else. I don't know what the ritual was for, but anyway. So I set up my tent and his tent with help from one of the other LARPers there, and we start talking. And another mission comes up where we have to go and my uncle comes back from his mission and finishes setting up his tent. Then another mission comes up where we have to go set up some strings and pretend like we're setting up something for silkworms in order to create silk.
Oh, okay.
It was just something to earn in-game money for. We get back and we start talking with players. After a while, monsters start appearing, so I start running from the monsters because I don't want to die. Because it's my first game, I don't want to die, even though it would do nothing for my scorecard.
But still, it's like, I don't want to die in the first 5 minutes. It sucks.
Yeah. My uncle died 3 times and almost died once. I almost died once. My character almost died once. It was fun. But I basically pulled from one area of the area. It's called Rollingwood, the little town in the game. It's for our underworld LARP. And you basically sit around, talk, and fight monsters. So I just start talking with all of the other characters, all the other people out there, and hear interesting stories, and it was fun. One of them, eventually it starts, after a while we start doing other missions, and I'm basically just going to skip a whole bunch of stuff where he dies, and a whole bunch of stuff.
I die, I go back, I die, I go back. Yeah, so pretty much you're a Dark Souls.
In the game we had to guard what was called a gate. It basically held an NPC, a non-playable character in the game, called Mother. Basically the progenitor of the vampire race in the underworld LARP community.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she's basically extremely evil.
Well, no shit.
Yeah, I was going to the washroom when that whole mod started happening. So I hear screaming. I'm like, okay, someone's probably getting killed by some zombies. You know, nothing new there. I've been hearing that all day. So I get out. I see a bunch of the other characters looking extremely rare. I'm like, okay, this doesn't seem normal. All I hear is one person running and saying, "Marauders are coming! Run!" Everyone, including myself, bolts back to camp. Like, shit, we gotta run. We all start bolting back to camp.
So let me get this straight. You were being attacked by the vampire kids from South Park.
No. Mist Marauders. Basically, just Marauders that just call themselves Mist Marauders. I'm not entirely sure why they call themselves Mist Marauders. I'm just having a theory. But yeah, so we get attacked by Mist Marauders. By the time we get back to camp, all we hear is that the gate's been breached. They're trying to free Mother. We have to go stop them. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, let's go. We basically a bunch of us start go. My uncle's asleep at this point. He's in his tent sleeping. So everybody who isn't my uncle basically goes and tries to stop the Marauders. It didn't work. Mother gets freed, and we all start running back to camp. It's like, shit, we gotta run! So we all start running back to camp from then. But then we just have to wait. We wait an entire day to actually what would be known as escaping from Rollingwood, which is in an underground cavern that has glowing moss for light. So we get back to camp. We sit around all day fighting monsters and Wendigos and shit like that, and like shit. By the time the Wendigo show, this is the point where I almost just die. I go down to one body point. I get hit with get hit to the point where it brings me down by 8, down to 1. I have to get healed by one. There were like 3 Rollins characters called Rollins that were there. It's like, okay, how do we keep track of that? Oh wait, okay, there's a healing Rollin, then another Rollin, then another. Okay, so basically, healing Rollin comes around and brings you back up to 9 hit points. And then the next day comes, and we're sitting around waiting. It finally happens. We get to finally escape from the underground and go back to the surface. We have to help creatures called I forget what they're called now. They're basically
the larvers are disappointed.
The furlings.
Ah.
The furlings. And we have to guide them to the surface. Well, fending off Muller and her undead horde and Marauders. So we're being attacked on 2 different sides. Marauders are trying to prevent us from leaving until we get killed by, and Mother's trying to kill us with her undead legion. So
I call rigged. No.
Here's the thing. We actually do manage to get out. We get out, and we permanently seal Mother in the cavern.
Oh, that's why I'm dead.
So and
I'm so dead.
This event was the most intense out of all of them, because it was the All Hallows event.
An event for Halloween.
Yeah. Next month on the 18th is going to be a masquerade LARP, which me and my uncle will be going to.
So you are going back?
Oh hell yeah! Me and my uncle are going to be doing it. I'm going to try and get coasted into LARPing.
See, I've always thought of doing LARPing, but I don't have the money for that.
Yeah, well, if it's your first game, here's the thing: if it's your first game, you don't have to pay for it.
Ooh, so that means I can get a free try.
Underworld LARP, though. For Underworld LARP, your first event is free. Your first weapon rental is free. If you get what me and my uncle got, which was the artisan package, you get 1 gold, 1 silver,
which is going to be very useful.
Yeah. Some 2 liquid lights, and a bunch of other stuff, and an item for leveling up your character.
See, I wanted to know what character to play as. Like, usually I go for like an archer, because when I play,
there is a range. There are archers in there. You can play an archer. you could play. There's several different races, but the race I chose was human. I chose assassin, and I also chose to be an alchemist. So.
Oh, that was funny. Like, okay.
But every event after your first game will cost, for Underworld Arc will cost you I believe it's $15.
Oh, that's not bad. I thought it'd be like crazy. I thought it'd be like, you know, $40, $50 or some bullshit like that.
No, but here's the thing: the artisan the packages, the first player package, it will cost you $45. But 15 of that is to unlock your character for every LARP after that. But you still do have to pay for the event fee.
Oh, okay. So it's like 15. You pay $15 for your character. Okay.
Yeah, and then the other $30 is for the other stuff. Oh,
you said it was 40,
player,
right?
45.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, 30.
Yeah. So, as a new player, you will also get 1 gold, 1 silver. So you will have, if you get the artist package and you're a new player, you will get basically 2 gold, 2 silver, which is the in-game currency.
Yeah.
The Silkworm mission that I went on with my uncle, we got 1 gold, 2 silver for completing that little mission that could have had spiders coming and attacking us, but it didn't. This is boring.
Oh no, I'm getting yelled at. Yeah. Okay. All right, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
So you like spent the night outside and all that, I'm guessing, right?
Well, we had tents in sleeping in that, but
that's what I mean.
Yeah, it was still
like you had sleeping bags and other stuff.
Sleeping bags, blankets, and stuff like that. Yeah. So. Oh, and the one thing that all LARPers will recommend is bring lots of socks.
Gee, I wonder why. It's fucking cold out.
Socks. Well, no. Here's the thing. My uncle changed his socks. I hear everyone laughing. The reason everyone was laughing was because he literally utters the phrase, "Socks are like magic."
That's awesome. Exactly. Magic sock. Magic sock.
All you hear, all I hear is people laughing. I go, why the hell is everyone laughing? And they say, your companion said something funny. Oh, okay.
Go like,
there were some very interesting characters there.
Oh yeah, I know some people get really into it.
Oh yeah, like everyone. If you, the only way that you would be able to say anything out of game is if you put your hand on your head and say, "I'm out of game," and then you can ask whatever questions you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
if you get injured,
so you have to be in character.
Explain a storyline. Huh?
Okay. Like, you had to stay in character then.
Pretty much.
Oh shit! And I may not be able to get along with you. Elves do not get along with the Shems.
Well, there is actually something where you can look. Type in Underworld Rawlingwood rulebook, and it will give you. There are 3 different types of rules. The first rulebook that you will see gives you your basic information of what races there are, backstories, and stuff like that.
Which is always really good. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and it gives you different professions that you can pursue. Like I chose to pursue the profession of assassin, and I chose to be an assassin alchemist because I will be able to make potions that I can throw at people that will explode, or I could poison people to death.
See, I would be like I said, I would probably be an elven archer. I already had the pointy ears. My ears are pretty pointy.
Okay, well, here's the thing. There are several different types of elves. There are fire elves, wild elves, dark elves, gray elves, high elves.
See, this is what I want to make sure I need to know about, because I know there's different classes of elves.
The rule book tells you about what races there are and a little bit of their their backstory of it.
Ah, okay. Like, if I remember correctly, dark elves do not they are into dark magic, if I remember correctly. And
they like to live in dark caves or underground.
Yeah, so I could have connections with dwarves.
Yeah. Oh, now I remember what the people were called. They're Furlings. They are basically the elders.
Ah. So they're like the Green Lantern's council.
In this game. There were 2 executions in this game. One because of a joke going too far. I forget what it was. And another was trial by combat. Because of something that happened on a mission.
Ah. So.
But,
oh no, go ahead.
Yeah. The entire event was fun. My legs are still in pain because of all the running I did.
Well, yeah.
Interesting stories and.
Well, at least you're getting exercise, so there you go. There's something.
Yeah.
Did anyone keep yelling magic missile?
No.
Okay.
But all you hear in a battle, here's the funny. All you hear is a battle. Okay, zombie in the game there are zombies. They can only be hurt by magic weapons. Or by magic in general.
So you need to like enchant an arrow. If I'm playing an archer, have a like enchanted arrow or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much. And you would.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you have a sword or a dagger and it's enchanted with magic, when you hit them, you have to say 2 magic, 4 magic, or whatever, or however, or and stuff like that. So in a larger battle with non-magical beings, all you hear is 2 normal, 2 normal, 3 normal, 10 normal, 5 normal. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, especially if it's your first time. I bet it was confusing. It's like, what the fuck's going on here? We're not actually...
Like all you hear from both sides, either 4 magic, 2 magic, or 5 normal, 4 normal, 3 normal. It's like, what? Like, who's saying what? Where's it? Like, ah! I was able to.
What did you say? Can you say like 5 fire or something like that?
No, 5 magic or 4 magic or.
Oh, okay.
No one said anything about fire. It's just basically just either magic, 2 normal for a normal non-silver weapon, or 2 silver for silver weapons, and 2 magic for magical weapons. Like, it depends on what level you are and what level your weapon is. Like, I had a level 1 dagger, so I was probably going to be only doing 2 to 4 damage.
Okay.
For new players, you also have your first game. None of your deaths will go onto your scorecard.
Okay.
You also get 30 armor points,
which is always good.
Yeah, and you have to keep track of that shit. And if your armor breaks, you have to literally say breach. Oh, and if someone gets injured in the game or they're trying to explain something, you will hear the word hold. And you have to stop what you're doing. It doesn't matter what you're doing, you have to stop. And when they want to begin the game, and they're going to begin the game again, they go 1, 2, 3, 4, lay on.
Okay.
Yeah. It's fun.
And
if you die, you have to make it as loud as possible.
Oh, I'll just yell at what Final Fantasy X. Well, one of the bad guys from Final Fantasy X to do. You're like, this cannot be.
Well, if that's what your character would say, then yeah, sure. One other thing, your character has to have you have to have a character name and a true name.
All right.
Yeah. The thing about the true name is your character can either already know his true name, or we'll learn it over time, like one another at a time. Mine already knows his true name. Oh, and one other thing, do not do metagaming.
The fuck is metagaming?
Basically,
wait, why am I?
You use information that you know outside of the game in game. Like,
you just told me shit.
Like, say someone told you, while you're at a game, you know something that your character in game wouldn't know.
Oh, so you can't use it.
Use that to your advantage. Yeah.
No.
That's metagaming.
What if I I'm in game and I find a scroll that teaches me this? Does that count? That's
fine. That's in game. That's an in-game item that has given your character in-game information.
Oh, okay. So that's okay to do.
That's not metagame. That's
all
okay.
Right. That's what I'm wondering about.
If your character uses information that they shouldn't know before they learn it in game.
Oh, okay. See, that makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
Because I was about to, like I said, I was about to question that because of the fact that you would have to resort to trying to understand. Let me just change my skin here. I'm gonna true turquoise. Give me a picture of Lilith in a bikini. Yeah, Lilith in a bikini.
Oh, here's the thing. There is actually in-game a demon called Lilith.
Yes! I get to kill her!
Oh, no, you can't, no, you don't get to kill her. If she's on, yeah, it's not good. You would, if it's your first game and you're level 1, you try to attack her, you're gonna die.
I'll make this my screenshot.
She'll try to make a deal with you. Like, when demons make a deal, it's not for your soul or anything, it's not for, like, what you think, it's for a letter of your true name or your entire true name. Which basically means if they summon you, you're basically their bitch.
It's like, become a sexy demon's bitch, or...
Oh, eventually you will lose your mind and your free will and all that shit, and you'll basically
and you go batshit crazy? So you become batshit crazy.
If they want you to become batshit crazy, then yes.
Yeah.
And there are creatures in the game called Wisp. If you touch a Wisp, you will go loopy.
You get on drugs.
Yeah, it's basically like going on drugs, yeah. Pretty much.
Why did I touch the magic mushroom, mommy?
No, but one of the characters touched the Wisp. And all I see is him sitting on the ground going He's like, what the fuck? It was funny though. Another character got touched with a Wisp. It was like, oh, what? Oh. It's like, how? I don't want to touch a Wisp. It was the funniest thing in the world. Imagine how funny that is, seeing someone go loopy. And then there was the gate thing. It had to be resealed, but the only way to do that was to sacrifice the in-game characters known as the Elders, and that only lasted an hour.
And then they got taken over again.
Every hour, an Elder had to sacrifice themselves. I think by the end of the game, there was like 3 Elders left.
Of course.
And there was 12 to begin with.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all the others are like rock paper scissors shoot. Shit.
Yeah. Each one was chosen. One of the others did the trial by combat, which was the second execution. Oh no, it's for Boggs. For Boggs. But, yeah. They each chose which Elder would give up their life first. Like, the head Elder was the first one to initiate the whole process of sacrificing their lives in order to keep the gate closed. But it was still
It's like, are there no other options? Like, nope, sacrifice.
No, there wasn't. It was like, either we let Mother come out and kill us all, or we try to buy time.
For the greater good.
For the greater good, yeah. Pretty much when the gate finally gave way, it's like, yeah, run to the exit. Okay.
How many times they do this a month?
I think it's like every month or so, or there's a Facebook group that will post stuff like this, and I'm a part of the Facebook group. It's literally Underworld Rawlingwood.
So I'm guessing like once a month or something like that.
Yeah, considering that on the 18th of next month, the 18th of November, they're going to be doing that. They're going to be doing another one, which will be the balls thing. Because this was I went to my uncle's on the 20th to stay the night, and we went on the 21st, which was Saturday. We stayed till Sunday, till 12 o'clock, and we left at 12, and got back to his house around 11, just 7 minutes before 1:58. So, yeah.
So you had fun.
Oh, hell yeah. And on the 18th, which is next Saturday, or
Next month. Next Saturday. You're on a time machine.
Next Saturday of next month. There, how's that work?
The 18th of next month.
November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I said, they're probably doing this like one or
month,
2 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least I like the idea that they're doing it at least once a month and not every bloody weekend, because not everyone can do it on a full weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. It's still fun.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. Like I said, I'm not surprised, but at the exact same time, I'm looking at myself, I'm like, I'm not surprised because you said you always wanted to try it, and if you have nerd credibility in you, there's always been a part of you that like when you finally hear about LARPing, the first thing goes to your brain is, well, I gotta try out this shit at least once, because you don't know if you'll like it or not.
Fun.
Yeah.
Like, but by the end of it, when we left, we're like, this feels weird. We kept saying, whenever we passed by someone, it's like, wait, where the hell is their armor? Where the hell is their weapon? What the hell? It's like, oh, wait, this is the real world. Shit, I'm not in LARP anymore. And my uncle, his character kept, he kept going back into his character every once in a while, and speaking as his character would. So, it was hilarious.
Yeah, I knew it. So it's like you got to make sure you're always in character unless you put your head to the top of your head.
Yeah, like when you put your head on top of your head, that basically signifies that you are out of game. And they have, if you have any medical conditions, they'll have medical marshals. Weapon marshals, first player marshals, like for those who are playing the game for the first time. And if you have any questions that you want to ask out of game, you just put your hand on your head and then you ask your question.
Okay, see, this all makes way more sense. See,
Yeah.
like, for anyone out there who is interested in LARPing, Edison just gave you like almost like a crash. You just gave everyone like a crash course of figuring out what the hell they need to do, which is always a good thing.
There's also, if you want, there's also a Underworld Rawlingwood wiki, just for lore, geography, and that kind of stuff. If you want to look that up.
Okay, see. Dead. See, this is something I sort of respect.
And if you have to also email them your character when you write it down and create it.
Okay.
And
so this way they have it registered. This way they'll have it registered, and they're gonna go.
You have to go to
oh,
their,
welcome back, West Willow.
Then you have to go to a certain area on their
server.
On their website for all of this character creation stuff. If we ever meet up again, I'll show you all of this.
Yeah.
And all that, so that way you can understand.
I know. You know something I would love to see? Just to see Craig get into this. He would just give up halfway through and go like,
Oh, Craig would not be able to do LARP. I'm sorry, but he would not be able to do LARP.
Yeah, he would run for 5 minutes and then he would die. And then he would just die. He'd just fall down and I go like, he died. How did that happen? He died of dysentery.
Oh,
Stay away from him. He died from the plague.
Nick,
Yo.
pick a number between 1 and 10.
1.
You remember your death. You were eaten by zombies.
Great, that would be great.
In the catacombs. That's how that works. In the game, if you go, you have to go to where the character or the NPC, the non-playable characters go to change their costumes and that. You have to go there. And you go and tell them, okay, I die. They ask you to pick a number between 1 and 10. Like, I just gave an example of what happens if you actually pick the number correctly. This means that you remember your death. I don't know what happens if you don't remember your death. They never actually
I believe you
that.
should remember how you died. This way you can learn from your mistakes.
Well, that's the thing. It's a 50-50 shot if you remember your death or not.
Ooh.
Because I was talking with the other people and they kept mentioning that they remember they remembered some of their deaths, but they don't remember the other times they died.
It's like, I remember once I got shot with an arrow in my head, but I don't remember what happened when I was in the catacombs. Like something like
Basically.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
basically.
yeah, see, that makes it a little bit more interesting, because then your character can come back as many times as they need to, as long as you pay.
Actually, I think after a certain amount of deaths, your character just goes into permadeath.
Yeah, but I mean, like, on the first day.
Yeah, on the first day, if you're a new player, your deaths do not count.
Yeah, so let's just say hypothetically I die 100 times. Because trust me, that's probably going to happen to me. I would not feel any penalties between that, because I can keep learning from the mistakes.
It's your first game. And your second game, your deaths will actually go on.
Yeah, I think the death limit after that is like 5.
Well, it depends on there are different types of LARP. Like, I'm in Underworld, so Underworld will have a different saying on how many deaths you can take before your character dies permanently.
Okay.
Yeah. There's also an item for red bands. Basically, that means you can get more physical. Like, if somebody wanted to literally pick you up, obviously you would give permission for them to do this. They could, or if they wanted to push you, they would be able.
Yeah. So it's like, it goes like, dude, I want to push you out of the way so you don't get hit. Permission granted. It's like
they push you out of the way. Yeah. It was fun. There's also, if you ever saw NPCs, non-playable characters, with white headbands, that means that they are out of the game. And if you say, who goes there? And they say, I have a white headband, I'm out of the game, it's like, oh, it was just the wind, okay. That's literally what you would do.
Hold on, I'm getting yelled at.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, of course. I'm shutting my windows because, dang, it's getting cold in my room. My room's getting cold.
Is it getting cold?
Yeah. Did you eat all of it?
What? No, it's still there.
Alright.
Can you just throw down my key here in case I only have to walk anyways?
Yeah. Do you have your bus pass? You got your key?
Yeah, it's in my pockets.
Alright. You mind if I have some cheese bread?
I don't care. Can I have recipe?
Oh. Yeah. Completely tripping over my. Sorry about this, Edison.
Find it?
That's it.
Yeah, I got it. Got it. So yeah, so white headband thing.
Yeah, it means that person is out of game and all that, and yeah. Yeah.
Dude, you're gonna love. Okay, you know how you say you're not much in the buddy fight?
Yeah.
So okay, there's a dungeon role play where it's nothing but LARPing.
Huh. Cool.
It's literally just the main characters all dressed up in armor, and they're like now all on the deck.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, and they are very stickler about their rules for weapons. It has to be foam.
Okay, that makes sense.
And you have to have a 2-inch gap between whatever your foam weapon's core is in open cell foam. 2 inches of that. Like if you want to make an item called a boffer,
Yes.
basically you just get a white PVC pipe. Do not get the gray stuff, it sucks.
Thanks. So get the white stuff, not the gray stuff.
Get the white PVC pipe, yeah. You can go to anywhere that can sell pool noodles and buy a pool noodle. For Underworld LARP, if you wanted to make a sword, it has to be, the maximum length it can be is 32 inches. No more, no more than that. If it exceeds that, it will not pass. Your open cell foam you have to take a needle and poke a crap ton of holes in it, and then duct tape the entire thing.
Okay. Yeah, they just don't want anyone to get really hurt.
Yeah.
See, I'm okay with a group like this because they're all like, dude, this is just a game. It's a game, but the truth is, we all want to have fun. We all want to be safe. We don't want anyone dead.
Yeah.
And
but,
if someone needs to get
I made
physical...
some foam swords out of, you know that foam that you can get at the dollar store?
Yeah.
I got that and made 2 daggers out of it.
Nice.
The reason mine didn't pass is because I didn't have I had an 1.5 inches. I didn't have the full 2 inches I needed.
Back life.
So, me and my uncle are gonna me and my uncle's gonna come next Monday and help me make some better foam weapons.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, that will pass. We're also going to fix, one of my other swords that I got from a Comic-Con a while ago. My World of Warcraft one I got. And we're gonna fix that so we can, so I can use that,
I wonder if my Elven Archer could still hold on to daggers. Or is that over encumbering yourself?
You are allowed to wield, I believe an archer can hold a dagger.
Yep. It's have to be like level 10 to do that.
You're allowed to hold, you can hold 2 different types of weapon, but if you're an archer, you would either start off with the bow, and if you get in close combat, you would pull out the dagger.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, you are allowed to hold 2 weapons and a shield, if you want. Now, the armor thing is, you can either wear chainmail, which I recommend if you do get chainmail, wear it constantly. That way you can get used to moving around in it, and I also suggest running around in the chainmail if you do get chainmail. That way you get used to running in chainmail.
Okay.
Yeah. You can also get leather armor. I forget which type of leather that you can get. You'd have to actually go on and look it up on their site. And you have to
since
get,
I'm an archer, I want to probably wear light armor. That's actually good against maybe elements.
Then you'll go with leather. You'll go with leather.
Yeah.
Yeah. For actual metal armor, I think it's 32 gauge steel that you have to use. Epic Armory will have everything you will need for a LARP. Like everything that will pass for LARPing, even by Underworld standards.
Okay.
But that shit is crazy expensive.
Yeah, so it's like I'm thinking like I probably need to get some of the cheap stuff. It's like I got some cheap leather, but it's green lit from the group, so it's like yeah, you can wear that type of armor. Cool. Yeah. Here's something though. I don't think I have to make sure since like I said, if I do play this, I'm probably going to be an elf. I'm too tall to be a dwarf. Or still, can I be
a... suspension of disbelief. I mean, there were people who were actual elves, but they were really dwarves, but they were tall.
Oh, they go like, I'm a halfling.
Actually, it would be called a fledgling, but yeah.
Yeah, but it is cool. It's like, I'm gonna throw you, with your permission. Throw away! I would be that crazy guy.
If you don't have that red armband, if someone asks, if you're down and someone asks if they can pick you up, if you say yes, they will literally say picking up 1, 2, 3, 4, and right up until, and then they go picking up, and they will carry you to wherever you need to go. Yeah, you can get stunned in the game, which I got stunned. That was fun. I basically had to sit there for 10 minutes and do nothing. If you die, you can get resurrected, You just have to, but if there are no furbolgs around, you will have to sit there for an hour. But if they are around, you just have to sit there for 10 minutes. They will literally just go tell you after they tell you how you died. Just go sit in the resurrection circle for 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. So if you're near a resurrection circle.
No, they will just tell you where the resurrection circle is and tell you, okay, go to the resurrection circle and sit there for 10 minutes. If they're not around,
you wait there for an hour.
Okay, since the furbolgs aren't around, you have to go sit in the resurrection circle for an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, and if you want to have any out-of-game stuff in your tent, you have to wrap a white ribbon around it.
Oh, okay.
That basically says this item is out of game. Oh, and if someone wanted to, they could literally walk into your tent and steal something from your character. You'll basically have tags on all of your stuff, like on your whatever.
But they can't take any of the white stuff.
Whatever, the white stuff is out of game.
Yeah, so they can't take
your
that.
Your weapons and armor will have green tags on them. And if that tag is removed from your item, you can no longer use that weapon. If you steal it from someone else, you will have to wait till a certain level, and then you can make that weapon in game. Like all of this is in the rules about how it goes. I'm just giving the basics as much as I can.
Yeah, it's like, dude, someone took my pizza. Someone took my crumpet. The heck? What foul treachery is this?
They will provide breakfast in that. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Nice.
If you want anything between those, you just have to pack your own snacks. And you can put that in your out-of-game bag if you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you have any medical supplies, you just have to let them know. Let the medical marshal know.
Yeah. It's like, you have bandages or something like that, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they'll also have band-aids and stuff like that, and all that. Like, during the LARP, I went low, and I just went and told them that I'm feeling a little off. Is it okay if I come in here and check my sugar to see if I'm okay? They said, yeah, sure. I checked my sugar, I was 3.2, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta eat something. Luckily I was carrying around some snacks with me, so I just ate those, and they said, just sit here, take as long as you need. And after that, I was fine. I went up to 6.2.
Dang it! Someone just died just before I died.
Yeah, but they will make sure that you are safe, and yeah. So they're not going to just say, oh, whatever. They're gonna go, are you okay? How long do you need anything?
Yeah, see, they actually care. That's something I have big respect for. Because, no offense, if you don't give a flying F about your players, I don't care if it's LARPing or D&D, because even in like D&D, the one thing I found out is that some of my friends who I go to CG one with, they're now starting to get into Dungeons and Dragons, and it's proving that Dungeons and Dragons seems to be more like LARPing and all this. It seems more like older people are doing it instead of younger people, which a lot of people keep assuming. They keep saying, oh, younger people do this stuff because
yeah, well, with actual LARPing, it's both young and old people.
Yeah, okay, see?
This is okay, for those who are watching this, I'm just going to dispel something right now. LARPers are not assholes. We're not jerks. We will not basically
do not yell magic missile every fucking 10 seconds.
Fuck off. We will never say that. Like, when I was there, I was interacting with everyone there. And I was having fun. They were nice. They were talkative. They were not mean. We were joking at some of the expense. We were.
But it was all in good fun.
And laughing, and we were having fun. We were being general. We were being nice. That's how LARPers are. We're not assholes. We're not reclusive. We're not antisocial. LARPing is a social thing. If you are antisocial, do not go to LARP. That's the one thing I will tell you. Do not
because
go
they
to
are
LARP
very
if
social.
You are antisocial.
So they are very social. Yeah. So it's like you travel with a group of people you don't know, and it's like let's just say hypothetically, my character is a wood elf. I know that's one of the classes.
That would be a wild elf, actually.
Yeah. See, I knew it was one of those.
Yeah,
And right now, I gotta hide like a little bitch. I gotta do what LARPers do. Run away! Run away!
well, that's if you don't have self-mutilation. Which, if you, Nick, if you do,
dude, if I go, can I go with like you guys?
Skill.
Can I go with like you guys? If I did?
Yeah, I would make sure to pick you up a day before my uncle would come down.
Yeah, and I would have my own money. I'd bring some snacks for myself and all this other stuff.
Yeah. And you need to. You
know,
need to make
I
don't know what the specifics are for bows and arrows. You have to look that up.
Hello? She's not here. I will. Bye. Literally, our new ringtone is a one-horse open sleigh on our phones now. It's not even Halloween and I already have Christmas stuff.
I know, but Nick, if you want to be an archer, you have to look up the specifications for bows.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm gonna have to look those up, and that's okay with me because like at first I go like, you know, I want to be an archer, but I wouldn't know.
If you want to make more than one character, I'm gonna mention this now. If you want to make more than one character,
I think you have to pay more money.
Each new character will cost you $15.
Oh, okay.
And it's just for Underworld LARP. I don't know about the other LARP groups that are out there, but this is just for the one I'm in.
Yeah, so it's no offense. If you want to get into LARPing and you know someone that's in LARPing, go with them. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, and if you do go to LARP and you're emailing them, it's a good idea to say who referenced you. In the email.
Do I say your character name or do I say your real name?
The real name.
So I've got like Edison Waltz. Waltz, isn't it?
Referred me.
Yeah, referred me. Yeah, it's Waltz. I go like Edison Waltz referred me to this great legion of people.
If you wanted to go that route, yeah. And then you have to list off what your character's name is, what his true name is, what race he is, what class he is, where he's from, and all of that.
And you can't pretend to be a woman. You have to be.
If your character's approved, they will give you. They will tell you what your. They will tell you how to log into their one of their area where you would go and upgrade your character and all that. And then after you start upgrading your character, you will have to go to the right side of the screen. You have to go to upgrade character. Go down to the right side of the screen, and you will see a bunch of skills. You just click on it, and it will show up a crap ton of skills. I suggest if you do this, get body point bonus and self-mutilation. And reading and writing. Those are the 3 things I recommend you get automatically.
How many things can you get? Only 3?
When you're first creating, the total CP, the total character points that you will receive as a new character, will be 200. You have 200 points to spend.
Okay, because
reading and writing, depending on what class you choose, will either be will differ. The price points you will spend will differ from character to character. Like for mine, I chose alchemy, reading, and writing. They cost me alchemy cost me 40 points. Reading and writing cost me 70, which brought me down to 90 points. I'm now down to 15 points because body point bonus and self-mutilation cost me enough points to get me down to 15.
See, I want to make sure I can, like, I bet if I did reading and writing as an elf, it would say, oh, you understand, like, the elven languages and stuff like that.
Well, no, it just allows you to read and write. If you want to read and write magic, that's, you would have to click on that, too, if you want to go into magic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want to look up all of this stuff, like, you can go to the wiki and look up all the history and all that for each of the races. The rule book, I've already told you how to go to the rule book and all that, and you can it's just a bunch of research. The soul frag rule book, frags are basically another kind of in-game currency kind of thing. They would help, like, I want to become a vampire eventually in the game. And I would need frags in order to do this. The way you can earn frags is either by donating your time or donating stuff that they need.
Oh.
Like, at the end of this game, if you helped clean up, you would have gotten 1 frag.
Okay, so it's like, I'm gonna help the group do this and do that. and then they give you some points, and it's like, cool, and that will remain on your character.
You would have to donate stuff that they would need. Like if you donated, say, blankets or something. Blankets are the best. You could get anywhere between 1 to whatever frags they decide to give you.
Would that swap out for something better? Shit.
And then once you get enough frags, you can go and use them however you want. Like I want to eventually become a vampire, so like my character is an assassin, which is a rogue class. There's also a thief, which is also a part of the rogue class. You could be a thief, you can be whatever. You could be a paladin, a knight, a ranger. You can be whatever you want, whatever class you want.
Shit.
And
I don't have a fire weapon. Where's the fire barrel?
Like, LARPing is fun, but it can get complicated.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Like if you want to start out, I wouldn't start out as a ranger right away. I'd suggest testing the waters with something else, like say
probably a
knight,
warrior.
for instance.
Yeah, like a warrior or something else like that.
Yeah, a warrior or a knight, like a physical combat class, and just start out as that and see if you like this or not. If you like it and you decide to kill off that character, you could create a new character and make that character an archer.
Yeah. Because you pick something that you mainly like, and like I said, I usually go for an archery class, and then I'm thinking, like, in the top of my head, oh, that's going to be a lot of dexterity and cunning putting into that, and then I got to put, like, constitution, and make sure that, you know, they're, like, totally not bitch-faced when they have to go against, like, really, really close enemies.
Yeah. Like, eventually I'm going to be using a sword. Eventually I'm going to get that sword enchanted so I can take on zombies and stuff like that and be able to actually fight zombies. And yeah. Oh, and for anyone that, the one thing I suggest that everyone does, befriend your healers and blacksmiths.
Yes. Make them your best of friends.
There was a character in the game called Roland. There were 3 different Rolands. This was Healing Roland. That's how everyone referred to him, because he was a healer. He was the best healer. He got captured. My uncle had to go rescue that character. Had to go rescue Healing Roland, and it was hilarious because he almost died in that. Adventure. It was funny, but getting captured, and he was captured by the goblin in the game. It's funny how easily you can either get captured or killed. Like, if you ran into the catacombs in this game, that's the one thing they recommend you do not do. Do not run into the catacombs alone or without a fur dog.
I'll go like, I had to go into this dungeon.
My uncle, there were, one of the ritual,
Get my
they were doing a
friends.
ritual. Okay, they were doing a ritual in the game. They said, okay, we're doing this ritual. It could go horribly wrong. Horribly wrong meaning
Get prepared.
It blows up and kills people. So when
he tells you to stay back.
It's going wrong. Everyone goes back to town. My uncle runs in the opposite direction. He runs into the catacombs. And he goes further into. He just goes into the catacombs and he gets lost. And then he dies. He goes to the people that he basically goes and says, "Okay, I died." He picks a number. He got it right, and he remembers his death. He got killed by plot.
By pot?
Basically, zombies. He got killed by zombies.
Oh, I was about to say, man, if you got killed by pot, what a way to go.
No, plot, aka zombies. Because this was All Hallows Eve event. So, goblins,
I'm wondering how you're gonna die on the Christmas event. You're gonna die from elves?
I don't know. I'd have to ask that. What's the Christmas event like? Okay, All Hallows Eve is their most intense one.
I'm not surprised.
It's their most intense. But this is something me and my uncle are going to do on a regular basis. Because it's fun.
And it's something you can do with your uncle.
Yeah, and you get to meet new people.
Yeah, so not all of them are like nerd, like, you know, the old stereotype, ooh, they're probably all nerdy. They're not like that. I bet they're like...
Yeah, well, they are nerds, they're just not like the nerds people think of. We're not uber
yeah,
nerds.
like,
we're just people dressing up in costumes, making fun and ridiculous characters, and going and having fun, being social.
Yeah. What I'm thinking of when I hear this is the fact that when I be my nerdy, I mean like you don't see them going like when they like as soon as the game's over, the day I mean to say when the adventure is over, and you have to enter into the other world, which is our world. I'm saying it all like I'm actually there.
Yeah, I know. Like basically, when you leave
They're,
the LARP
they're back
area,
to
you go
normal
back
people.
back to being back to the real world.
Yeah, they're just normal people again. They're like, hey Terry, hey Bob, you know, so on and so forth.
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, we're just regular. Like, LARPers are just regular people that decide once a month to go and
Go
dress
out
up
and live a fantasy character.
And, yeah.
Jesus, I'm finding tons of new stuff that I need. Yes.
Yeah. It is the funnest thing that I suggest people try.
Yeah, it's sort of like when someone says like you can't really hate something unless you try it.
Exactly. That stands true for LARPing.
See, this is why I said I would love to try LARPing at least
there are
once.
two different. There's either a day LARP where it's only from something like an actual you want to spend a whole day there, or an overnight LARP, which is what this one was.
Yeah, you chose the overnight. You and your uncle chose the overnight one.
Well, that's what this one was. The next one, the one that's happening on the 18th of November, is a day LARP.
Okay, so they're all random.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah,
It depends on the type of day.
It depends
you
on
know.
the weather and whether the person who's the people who are hosting it want to do a day LARP or an overnight LARP.
Yeah. But see, I respect that though.
Yeah. Like
Because
other LARPs will say, okay, this is an overnight LARP, and we're not changing it.
not teaming it.
Not changing it.
Oh, I thought you
There
said
are
not.
some LARP groups that will say, okay, we're doing an overnight LARP. We're not going to change it to a day LARP. Or there are other LARPs that say, we're not going to do an overnight LARP. We're only going to do day LARPs.
Okay,
There are some LARP groups that are like that.
I'd probably be the
It all
one.
depends on who's running the LARP. It all depends on who's running it.
Yeah, so it's depending on the group.
Yeah. Like this, like the one I have, it'll just, if it wants to do day LARP, it'll notify everyone that it's going to be a day LARP. If it wants to be an overnight LARP, it's going to be an overnight LARP. Like All Hallows Eve, I feel is always going to be an overnight LARP. Because well, that would make sense. You can't do all of that shit in one night.
No, hell no.
It's not possible.
So you go back and you're like, I want to go back because this was fun. It depends on the person. Like I said a little bit earlier, I want to at least try this out once and see if I like it.
Yeah.
If I like it.
Oh, yeah, your first event will be free. You do not have to pay.
Yeah, that's
Unless
what I
you get
mean.
the Arsenal package and you just pay $45 to permanently unlock your character.
Hmm.
That way you don't have to keep unlocking your character for each one. You'll still have to pay a fee just to go, but that's standard for LARPs.
Yeah, so it's just like $15, like what, $15 to...
Yeah, that's what I think it is for this one. Other ones, I'm not sure. You'd have to look that up.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
All of the people who play NPC characters in this are really nice people.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah, but that's what. But the prejudice against all LARPers is that we're complete and utter assholes and non-sociable people. It isn't true.
Well, there you go.
Costa, he used to be one of those antisocial people. Now, I can actually say with confidence that I'd like to take Costa with me to a LARP one day. He'd be great as a LARPer.
Yeah, since I know he likes to get in character and all that.
Well, yeah.
Okay, Mr. Shotgun, I had to swap you out for this one.
Craig? No, I will never recommend LARPing to him.
He would complain. He would complain all the time. He'd go like, Oh my
But if he did that, but if he
god.
did that in game, people would be like, "Oh god, this guy, oh god, not again." He would have to stay in character, and if he wanted to grunt or voice his complaints, he would have to put his hand on his head for being at so we can be at a game, and then complain.
See, that's why I think I would probably enjoy this game too. Like, I love playing video games, and I really like playing Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2, and even Awakening. Inquisition, not as much, because Inquisition was so big, it just bored me to... I really need to go back and beat Dragon Age Inquisition one day.
Yeah, the campsite we went to, I forget what it's called, but it was hard to find in fog. It was foggy. We basically kept passing the turnoff into it because we couldn't see the sign.
Because of the fog.
And my uncle's GPS sucks.
I love that.
It sucks.
No, that's the best way to ever explain this. Go like, okay, we missed the turn to fog. Why? Because of the fog. Stupid. Like, I know, right?
Yeah, I know, it's funny. But, honestly, but once we got there and we set up and started playing, we were having fun. Like I may have I didn't do all that much fighting. I actually didn't hit anybody at all because I wasn't because
you were running.
I kept forgetting how much damage I could do. Like because I have a starting weapon, because I have a level 1 weapon and I'm a level 1 character, I can only do 2 to 4 normal damage because I don't have any magical weapons or any silver daggers. So I'd only be able to do 2 or 4 normal, which is basically damage.
Okay.
So, which that would be, if you start as a warrior, that would be the same thing for you. You'd only be able to do a certain amount of damage. And if you have, basically if you have any questions, you just have to put your hand and basically go out of game and say, okay, how much damage? Okay, I'm a level 1 character. How much damage can I do?
I think it's maybe one.
Simple.
I think it's like 2 to 5, depending on what class you are.
Yeah, like with a rogue, it'd be with my assassin, it'd be I think 1 to 4. I have to look it up.
Unless you do backstab damage.
Well, even that, I have to do. I have to look all of this up at some point.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm just gonna get my legs to not hurt anymore because they're, yeah, my legs are still in pain.
Well, you'll have like
I ran. I was running. I ran from the monsters. I ran from area to area. It's like okay, we had a tavern. The tavern was far. The washrooms were far.
So the tavern is the washroom.
No, the tavern is where you would get the breakfast, where you get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The washrooms were near the tavern.
Oh wait, are you still in character while in the tavern?
Yes, you are in character until you either go out of game by putting your hand on your head, or until the event is done.
Oh, okay.
Or
See,
you have to leave the event for some reason.
like you have to go home or something.
Yeah, and when you go to sleep, you don't go to sleep out of game. You're in game as your character while sleeping.
Someone kills you while you're asleep.
Yeah, and you go, okay, I died. How? I was sleeping in my tent. I think I got killed in my tent.
Pick a number between 1 to 10. 5. You don't remember shit. Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. Because you were asleep. Funny thing is, you can actually be made unconscious by someone casting sleep on you. And, yeah, so it's hilarious.
Oh, you know something I would love to see one day? No offense, this probably going to happen to me. Someone says, okay, you can't do anything for an hour, and I'm just going to lie down and sleep. And you go like...
If you want to do that while you're in the resurrection circle, you can. Go right ahead.
Yeah, it's like, how long he has to be in there?
Come wake you up and say, okay, we'll wake you up and go, okay, your hour is up, you're resurrected, go.
They're like, alright, thank you. And no offense, it's like, hey, you know what? I'm a little bit tired right now, and truth is, I'm dazed. I'm gonna lie down, and then if someone taps me, puts their hand in, and goes like, why are you in? And go like, I'm dazed. They're like, okay.
Man.
Especially if it's like a healer or something, they'll probably ask if you're injured
The
and
thing
need
with
to
the
be
tavern is
resurrected.
you actually do have to pay real money for the food. It was cheap.
Probably like $5 or
Um,
something like $5-10 or something like that.
The drinks were $1.
Yeah, you weren't kidding. Those are cheap. Yeah, those are my kind of prices.
Breakfast was anywhere from $2. Like it depends on how much you got. Like you could spend $2 on for breakfast. It was pancakes and sausage.
Nice. I mean,
So
who doesn't like
sausage
pancakes? Who doesn't like pancakes?
No, everyone got pancakes.
Yeah.
Sausage. The sausage cost $2 on its own, and the pancakes cost $2 on its own. So it was basically $4 for breakfast. Like I brought $100 with me, and
you probably had like $20 left.
well, actually, yeah, I did. I had $20 left over because I kept going back and buying food and snack. The snacks were two for $1. Like you got 2 snacks for $1.
That's actually pretty good. Especially what you have.
There was a blacksmith merchant guy there. I bought a metal wand for $20.
A metal
But
wand?
most of my food, yeah, metal wand. It was just a little wand made out of metal.
Ah.
Just a souvenir.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, 45
He's like, what
of
you
my
buying,
45
stranger?
45 out of my $100 went to my artisan package.
Okay.
15 of that $40 was of that 45 was to unlock my character for the entire thing.
So, I know for a fact if I'm playing a warrior, I need to have like a foam sword or a foam axe or something like that. And a foam shield.
If you want to make a foam shield, get cardboard, like, you know those cardboard box, like those big cardboard boxes.
Oh, you mean I can't buy the Legend of Zelda one that I saw? That sucks.
It depends on it. Well, okay, here's the thing. You have to have a core for it. So
Like
cardboard.
It's for LARPing. It's like LARPing approved.
Well, here's the thing. Depending on which LARP group you go to, it depends on the group. Like, Underworld LARP is very stickler about what they will pass and what they will not. Like, for a foam shield, here's how they say. It's best to make a round shield because that's the easiest to make. You have to have a core, basically cardboard. Those cardboard boxes that you can get at Home Depot. Those big ones that you can get at Home Depot that cost like $3, $2 to $3.
Shoot, one quest.
Like those things, like those big packing ones that you use to move. You basically cut that up and glue like 2 pieces of those together with contact cement. Then you get the dollar store stuff. You cut the circle. You cut that circle out on both sides. Obviously, you have the flat side facing outwards on both sides. Then you take a pool noodle and wrap it around. Obviously, using contact cement on everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can paint, and then you would have to paint it, and the Velcro straps is what you would have to cut 2 slits in whatever side of the shield that you want.
Oh shoot! I just realized
there.
if I can make a shield, I can make it look like Athena's shield from the pre-sequel.
For Underworld LARPing, they usually go with 15th to 16th century style of stuff.
If you ever looked at Athena's shield, it's pretty much that, except I just don't have to put in the spikes. It's just like a basic shield with just like, it gets like futuristic spikes on it. Like, I'll have to show...
You could make that. You can make that.
Yeah, if you look it up right now, what Athena's shield looks like.
For a starting sword, I just suggest making a boffer, and I've already told you how to make a boffer.
Yeah.
You have to make a space for your hand, and then like a pommel for the end of it. Like part of the pool noodle will go to the boffer, and then you have this, which you would glue the open cell foam to.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we literally talked like an hour and 10 minutes worth of nothing but LARPing.
Yeah, and here's the thing. That's also what LARPers out of game talk about sometimes. Like if you start talking about LARP, you could talk for hours about it. It's
like, man, I got totally killed by that horde of zombies. They're like, yeah, man, I can't believe you forgot where you were. Like, I was blinded. What do you think?
Yeah.
Like, my friend Jeffrey told me a really unique LARPing story, and I didn't understand it until recently because I never did LARPing and I never bothered looking it up. And then, lo and behold, he tells me about this adventure where him, his girlfriend, and his brother decide to basically go on a little LARPing adventure. And I went like, oh, that sounds okay. He goes like, oh, it gets fucking hilarious. See, I got hit with blind, and we're in the middle of a dark cave. This is my first time playing though, so like you said, first time players, they get lucky and, you know, their mistakes don't add up to the real one until, like, if they come back. Yeah. So that works out. But he didn't know that, so he thought his character was legitimately dead. He went like, game over, I lost, and he was like, I'm blind, I cannot see, and I don't know where my allies are. And one person that was with them, I think the person went by Liam Bold something. I do not know the rest of it. Liam Bold something. Yeah. Forgive me for not remembering.
Well, but no, yeah, it's fine. Like, if you ask a character, their name, they'll tell you the name, and they'll go, is there a shorter version of that I could use, that I could just call it? And they'll tell you, and they'll tell you what you can call them instead.
Yeah.
To make it easier for you. Like, everyone didn't want to say Tyr Die Grell. So I just said, just call me Tyr.
Oh, okay. See, that makes more sense to me, and no matter what. And
yeah.
Yeah, but
one of the players just decided to call me T, just because they didn't want to say Tyr as well. So yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, as long as you're okay with it, and they're okay with it, it works out. Yeah. So back to the story. So what my friend decides to do is, since he's blind, he decides to walk without anyone being around him. Like a dope. And don't forget, I mentioned they're in a dark-ass cave, and he can't see.
Well, obviously they're at a campground, they're not actually in an actual cave. It's just...
Yeah, but in-game, he is blind, and they're in a cave.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
For anyone who's about to say, well, he's not really in a cave. Yes. But in-game, he's staying in character, which these people actually really did like, because he was staying in character no matter what. He would not get out of character for like the whole day.
I stayed in character unless I unless I needed to go and check my shirt because it was low and all that. And, there was a new player mission that was going on. I'm like, I'm just gonna go grab my blood checker, and because I'm not, like, I had my hand on my head, I was just out of game, and I told one of the in-game characters that, or one of the guys that was telling me about this, and said, yeah, but I'm low and I feel low. I'm gonna go check my shirt.
My blood sugar's low, and they go like, yeah.
But he told me I should go to a medical marshal and let them know that I'm doing that, and which actually I did do.
Yeah, it's like the biggest form of understanding and respect, and that's something I'm starting to like. Here's something: nerds are not bad people. It's the people that judge nerds. They're horrible people.
There was a little thing that happened in the game. It was basically a funeral for one of the characters that died.
Aw, that's sad.
Yeah, well,
that person's hard work.
It was a nice little funeral. Like they made this little leaf body double thing just to burn.
Oh, okay.
It was part of a character's race ritual thing.
Yeah, to be one with the earth and all that.
Or something like that. It's like a passing on of the spirit or something like that. Like the actual character's spirit was there, and some of the characters could actually see his ghost because that was part of their religion, and they could do that and all that kind of thing. And it was nice. There were some nice words said about the character, and it was fun. We didn't get attacked by any monsters, thankfully. But it was still nice. Like we were just sitting around. It was really hot the day on Saturday. It was like, that's one of the reasons I went low. And like we basically said why the cave we were in game, mind you, was so hot was because of the glowing moss. That's literally what we explained of why it was so bright in the fucking cave.
There you go.
Yeah. Because light was streaming down from holes in the ceiling of the cave, and it was reflecting, it was charging the moss, and the moss was glowing, and it's like, okay, that's a good explanation, sure. Yeah. It was fun.
Do you mind if I finish that story?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, understandable. When you have something very similar to it. So, lo and behold, his girlfriend, she doesn't want to play no more, and they said, that's okay. She said, it was nice, but he goes like, I do not know this Marcus you speak of.
He's still in character.
He's still in character. She goes like, well, I'm not in character. And he puts his head on his head and he goes like, you okay? She just goes like, I'm just really tired. And he goes like, and they go like, why is she so tired? And for those who don't know, like that time she was pregnant, so
yeah,
that's why
if you're like, okay, if you're pregnant, do not go LARPing.
No, but she went for support because he wanted to do LARPing.
I realize. Yeah,
and
it's nice
that's something that
if you're pregnant,
yeah,
just don't go.
Yeah,
that's the one thing I like. You don't want to risk the life that's growing in you.
Oh no, she was just there for moral support, and like the LARPers, they were really understanding of it, and they go like, why don't you want to play?
If someone the LARP there was pregnant, and she put her hand over her hand. It's like, okay, I can't do this. I'm so tired. We would all put our hands on her head and go, okay, why are you so tired? And she explained why. We go, yeah, okay, just go let the people know that you're just go let them know, and
yeah,
that'd be the end of it.
Yeah, for you. Like basically, if I got really tired and I'm gasping for air, I put my hands on my head and go like, I have bronchial asthma and my asthma's just really catching up with me. Do you mind, guys, if I take a breather? And it's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. And they'll literally say, would you like us to go get the medical marshal just for anything? And if you said yes, go yes. They will go get the medical marshal for you.
Yeah, because
or they will bring you to the medical marshal.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what even he told me, because he went with everyone just called him Marcus because that's what he named his character. Yeah. Really, he made his real name his actual name in the character, so that worked out.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, because he didn't know how to do it, and he just wanted to try it at least once. And like he told me before, the group that he had, very understanding, understood where she was coming at. She said, I'm just here for moral support. So she had a white bandana. They gave her like a white bandana, and I didn't understand that. And now, since you explained it to me...
The white bandana represents that this person is out of game.
Yeah.
That's what that represents.
Lo and behold, some of them went out of game just because they, well, put it down this way. She was in a safe area. She was in the tavern. But then two characters got into a little scuffle. And this was in-character scuffle. You know, this elf is making fun of this dwarf. And it's a basic understanding. And one of them accidentally hits her, by accident, I'm mad. And he puts his hand on his head and says, hold on. He goes like, you okay? And I went like, really? The first thing he wanted to do was make sure you were fine? Yeah, because I was pregnant. And went like, she goes like, I've never met such nice people. Like, if someone would have hit me before, they were always like, oh, watch where you're going. No, they were more worried about the kid than they were worried about anything else between their scuffle. When I told them I was fine, they were like, okay. She goes like, okay, she says, hey, didn't that elf just call you like a dirt dweller or something like that? And I was like, yes! And he takes off his hands off his head, and the fight's back on. And I went like, yeah. And I went like,
okay. In mine, there were 3 rules that we had to follow. I can't remember what the third one was, but the 2 main rules was do not kill, do not steal.
Mm-hmm. So you don't remember the third one, that's all.
I forget what the third one was. Oh, no, actually, the still is do not take what is not yours. Do not harm, basically do not kill. And I forget what the third one was. But, yeah. The first execution was a joke, an in-game joke gone too far. So, that was the first execution, and that was done by the head Furbog Elder in-game. The second one was because 7 people were caught in a skirmish between 2 thieves, and the 2 thieves got killed.
I love that because that's all in game,
So,
not in real life.
Yeah.
So it makes it more interesting. Yeah, so you're like,
so 2 of the female elder and a male elder who was wearing black and had a staff. I can't remember exactly which elder he was. I just remember what he was wearing. He said, "Okay, the punishment is trial by combat. That will be the method of execution." It was two of them fighting him one-on-one each. So the first guy went up. He defeated the elder because he had a skill that let him rapidly attack more, and he beat the elder. The second guy was not so lucky. He died.
wow, that sucks.
Yeah, he was the guy who died. Was able to get his character back because this was going to be a permanent death, but he got his character back, so everything was okay. But after that, the entire village, basically everybody just got together and talked. Okay, what are we going to do? We could either continue letting the Furbogs take advantage of us, or we could threaten to leave, or we can negotiate. We chose to negotiate.
Yeah.
Things got better after that.
See, that's
but no one really trusted the Furbogs after that.
Yeah, we're like, we don't trust you. But I don't trust you. It's like,
but we
it's
still
like
help them out, though.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna talk, but we're gonna have a bow. We're gonna have like archers ready just in case you try something.
Like everyone in the camp site was ready to fight the Furbogs. We outnumbered them.
Yeah, so you had the numbers
12
game.
Elder Furbogs. We outnumbered them.
See, I like that because
we could easily wipe them out and leave.
That's what the Furbogs, they were like,
alive and force them to show us the way out, and shit like that. We could easily do that because we had the superior numbers. But we chose to go the more peaceful route.
You're like,
but
I'm better
than
you.
It was hilarious. Like at night, oh god, at night it got bad.
Yeah, nighttime isn't like all the creatures in the night are more powerful.
Hallows Eve event. So there were zombies, you know those walking creatures that are not dead but not quite alive either, from Legend Wendigos. Those things. There were Wendigos. There was a big Wendigo. I can't remember what it's called. There were wisps. And the whole thing with the mother character, everything was just insane. I literally had to sit down while at 1 hit point and collect my mind. From all of that adventure, being a new player, my mind was shattered for a moment. So I just had to sit down and one of the people that was there, that wasn't being in it, that was a medical marshal and a new player marshal. She asked if I was okay. I said, I just need a minute to sit and collect my thoughts. She said, okay, that's fine. Just take the minute. So I took a minute and gathered my thoughts. I'm like, okay, I got my thoughts back. I'm like, shit, I'm down to 1 hit point. So the guy called Healing Roland, or everyone called Healing Roland, came back and asked, oh, do you need any healing? I'm like, yeah, I'm at 1 hit point. Like, okay, what were you at before? 9. Okay, you need 8. You need 8 healing, and you healed me up. Like, it was that intense that my mind was shattered for a moment.
Yeah, because like you won't know how fast your health goes until it's like too late.
Yeah. And I forgot that I had 30 armor. points that I could eat. I could have survived with.
Ah.
Like I had to. So I forgot that I had that. I kept thinking I had no armor at all.
And then someone
So-
must have referenced it to you and like, how many armor points do you have?
No, the only time I realized that I had armor was when the game was over. And on the way back to my uncle's house, he explained, "Oh, you had 30 armor, by the way." I was like, "Shit, I thought I had no armor." Shit. Because it doesn't say on your character sheet that you have this armor. It will not say it unless you are, like, for a new player, you will automatically get 30 points of armor. If you're actually wearing any armor and you say, "Okay, I have this armor," and they will go through a whole thing of how much your armor will have for points. There are certain non-playable characters in the game that will have an attack that. Okay, I had 30 armor and 9 hit points. So if I got hit with an item a weapon that basically said, "Okay, you take 50 damage." So 30 out of that 50 would be shattering my armor. So
And then you'd be down.
20 points. Then I would take. Then I would.
Did that guy literally
basically-
just start a...
I would literally be dead.
Yeah, because you only have 8 hit points and 30 armor.
9 hit points and 30 armor. So, if I get hit with something that basically said, "Oh, you're taking 50 normal or 50 magic," I'm like, "Well,
goodness.
shit, I'm dead."
Hold on here. Hello. Hello. What a bullshit. I don't have a fucking credit card. Don't you love that? I don't have a credit card.
If I see a number that's on my phone, I don't recognize it. I just don't answer. Okay, back to what I was saying. When we were doing the final mission, the final mod, that's what we call the certain in-game event missions.
Mm-hmm.
We were given two things. We were given an basically something that protected us from dying, and something that basically boosted my hit points up to 15.
Nice.
Yeah. So I basically had my 30 armor, which I completely forgot I had, and then 15 hit points. So I'm up to about. I still would be able to survive a hit of 50, but I'd be able to take a lot of damage.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, yeah. And there were two things that were happening in the game. There was an infliction would basically heal the undead, but hurt everybody else. So we had to stay ahead of the mother character and the zombies, except for those that could survive that. Then there was the area of fear, which basically said, when this is yelled, you run. Because your character is experiencing fear.
Okay, so when fear's been initiated, you run away.
run.
Yeah, you're running away because, like, it's gotten too tense.
Yeah, basically. That's basically what the effect does.
Yeah.
And that's not even going into the self-professions. Like, I chose alchemy, so if I wanted to identify an alchemy tag, we got tagged and we like an alchemy item in there, for example, I would have to go identify alchemy and then start counting. Since I'm level 1 alchemy, I would count to 40. I'd go identify alchemy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I would say identify alchemy again, and then start counting from 11 to 20. And then I keep doing that until I hit 40.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I identify the alchemy, I'd go, one of the items I had to identify was a remedy. I don't know what the remedy did, but I said, oh, this is a remedy. The next one was a heavy acid.
Ah.
Just 2 examples.
Okay.
So that's just you could also become a blacksmith, which means you could repair armor and stuff like that. And
Even when on the battlefield.
Yeah, you could basically do lockpicking, and you can loot in the game, But since there's a skill called loot, which basically means you can do looting faster. Without that skill, you can loot, but it's slow. Which I didn't realize I could loot.
Yeah, you play as a rogue. Rogues can loot.
Well, no, all the characters can loot. I just didn't realize that I could because I thought I needed that skill. So yeah, but other than that, everything was fun. Everybody was nice and fun. It was like, this is awesome. I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna recommend this to people.
Yeah, it's like, dude, at least give it a try. It's like, you can't say you don't like it if you never tried it. And that's the one thing I really respect when someone says, like, for instance, I didn't think I liked Buddy Fight. I freaking love Buddy Fight.
Yeah,
I have played Magic.
I don't like it, but if someone wants to play and there's no one else around to play, I'll play because I understand the basics. It's the same thing with Pokemon. I got out of Pokemon, but I'll play the games and I'll play the card games if someone asks me to.
If someone told me right here and right now, hey, you want to play Magic? Or like, I don't have a Magic. Like, there's a Magic deck I want to make. Guess how much it's going to cost me?
How much?
$70. That's cheap for anyone who's ever played Magic. That is fucking cheap. Yeah. And guess what the deck is called? Pirates.
Nice. Yeah.
And I like, for real, it's like, yeah, it's Pirates. There, thank you. I'm able to open this finally. I was trying to open a chest for like nearly 2 minutes now.
Yeah. But and when they cooked the food, it was good food. Like for lunch it was hot dogs or noodles. You could also get noodles. They also had coffee, tea, and hot water for hot chocolate. They had.
Well, yeah, it's because it was probably really. It was like more cool outside than it actually was like.
Well, in the daytime it was hot. It was hot. Like I was wearing a coat that I got from Value Village that was for a vampire costume. I was also wearing a it's one of those medieval things that no sleeves for one I had.
Like a vest?
It was something that they wore under chainmail in the 15th to 16th century.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's like, so that it wouldn't itch to, like, the metal or something like that to your flesh or something like that.
No, it's not that. It was something. It was basically what you see the poor people in that time would wear. Those kind of
rags?
Things. No, not rags. It was something. I can't remember what the name is, but it was basically that, and I had obviously a regular shirt underneath, and I had pants that would look like they were for the 15th and 16th century.
I would have no pants like that.
And I also had a leather belt to hold my weapon and my in-game bag for holding all the gear that I would get.
I know they had satchels around that time, so I can probably get one of those one-handed, like, you know, bags that are around now these days. And, you know, like, at least alter it to make it look, like, medievally or something like that. Have maybe one with, like, a belt buckle or something with it to fit in, instead of having one that, you know, zips up and all that stuff. Because there we go, like, what sorcery is this?
But, and, like, again, it was fun.
Like, yeah.
It was really fun. All the people were fun to talk to. There was one guy there. He was a really crappy healer. I forget what the character's name was, but he was fun. He wasn't a human character. He was a humanoid character. I forget what the actual race was, but he was in the human race classification. But he was a really crappy. Like he could just do a little bit of bandage, and then after that he couldn't do any more.
You said banter or bandage?
Bandage.
Okay, so he could slightly heal you.
Yeah. And he was also being a merchant as well. Like he was trying to sell things. I didn't buy anything from the characters that were trying to sell anything because, yeah, not a good idea. Because he was trying to sell in the game demon clothing, which is not something you want to wear.
You were tempted, weren't you?
A year ago, all of Rollingwood went to hell. Literally went to hell.
Were you almost tempted
Like,
to buy demon clothing?
They had to wear demon clothing and all that shit, and the demons in there were trying to get them to make deals for their true names and shit. It was bad.
So, out of curiosity, were you tempted? Were you at least tempted?
No, I was not tempted. Why would I want to wear something that demons want?
Like, I have some demon clothing.
Fuck no.
It's like I have demon clothing. It's like, why? A demon approaches. He wants a name. Look what I got, demon lady.
No,
yeah, fuck my name. How about this?
Approaching, they'll just walk by you and they won't notice you because you look like a demon.
Yes.
That's still something. I still don't want to buy it.
Yo.
Oh, and then there's this one chick. I forget what her race was, but she was trying to sell a picture of her race's character, but naked. And it's like, no, stop showing that to people. Stop trying to make them buy it.
It's like buy nudes.
It was all good fun. It was fun. We had some jokes at the person who first got executed, which was a female elf. I forget what species of elf, but she was one of the elves. But yeah, she got executed. We all kept making fun of it. It was all good fun, but it was still funny.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And you remember that thing about what I said about what my uncle said, and everyone started laughing? Like that was one of the other things. Like, oh, the socks are magic. That's a funny thing to say, no matter where it is. It's just like I got frozen today.
Yeah, it's like
thing.
I've been frozen today. I mean, my feet are frozen. I was hit with a frost spell.
Socks are magic.
Like, wish you had some socks now, didn't you?
Like everyone just started laughing at that, and everyone also started laughing. My uncle, his character was sleeping, and the one legitimate blacksmith that was there that basically just ran around healing everybody and was selling, and I bought the wand from. He started doing his blacksmith thing around like 8-ish, or what they would call 8 bells in the game.
So 8 in the morning.
Because that's how you keep track of time. By bells. It's 8 bells. Now it's 9 bells. It's 10 bells. It's like, oh, fuck. Like, it was extremely annoying to keep track of time. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Just, yeah. But I was like, what is that infernal ringing? And everyone just starts laughing. And I go, it's the blacksmith working. Oh. Because my tent, I was able to look out and I was like, oh, it's the blacksmith, okay. But everybody in the camp just started laughing because of that. Like, if you were there, you would laugh too.
I probably would have, yeah. Like I said, my friend Alex, he played as a character named Marcus, and his pregnant girl was there for support. The one thing that she thought was really hilarious is when they were making fun of a female, well, it was actually a male dwarf, and basically he's trying to woo this female elf, and in real life they're actually boyfriend and girlfriend, but in game he's trying to use his charisma to get her, and it fails.
It's funny, yeah, and that's funny. That
is
funny.
It's funny, and you go like Marcus, God bless him, he goes like, "What's wrong, little man? Can't get the ladies." Like, for real, he said, she goes like, I kid you not, that's what he said, and his character was able to flirt with her, and lo and behold, she puts her head on her head and walks up to me and says, oh, the person you saw, that's the dwarf? Mm-hmm. That's actually my boyfriend. And she goes like, oh. And like, she just wanted to make sure that she didn't get pissed. And I went like, that's funny, because here's something, in character, it's Marcus's character is getting her attention and all fluctuation and all this stuff, and she's like a elven mage.
Yeah.
So I went like, cool. And her specialty is creating barriers and healing. And I went like, See, that's something usually you would want on a team.
Yeah. That's why every LARPer says befriend your healers and your blacksmiths.
Yeah. So that's what he was being more than just friends. Trust me on that. I mean, like, that's more than friendship there. She goes, like, in character, yeah, in real life? They were like the Dwarven guy, I don't know his real name, but he went by the name of Leoric, which I thought was a really cool Dwarven name to actually have, so I went like, cool, that sounds really Dwarven. And he's like, yeah. And in real life, they became friends with them. And when they're telling me the story, they come in and go like, "You telling about the story where I failed to get my charisma enough up to flirt with my my girlfriend?" He goes like, "Yep." And he's like, "Yeah. You ever thought of doing D&D?" And went like, "If I know the proper people, maybe." And he said, "You just gotta know the right type of people that would really want to get into it." And the reason why I didn't do it really much with Marcus is because, well, Alex, his character's name is Marcus.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, basically what it was, and the thing I sort of respected is the reason why he doesn't do it much anymore is because now he has a kid. And it's like, kid or LARPing, I can't, he goes like, I'm gonna pick my kid here. And I went like, that's understandable. I ain't gonna argue with that.
No, no one is. You don't want to bring your kid to a LARP, because... Well,
unless they're old enough.
Not a good idea. Once they're old enough, then yeah, okay, bring your kid. That's fine.
And that's what I sort of...
I told my cousin Will that I was going to go LARPing. He's like, "Oh, cool, I want to come." Well, you're probably not going to have enough time to go to this one. You really didn't. I said, well, for next time, if you want to come, do a lot of research.
Yeah. It's like maybe get like 2 months worth of research in. Oh,
and the other thing I recommend for LARPing, always have everything ready months in advance. It's like Comic-Con. Have everything ready in advance.
It's like, I have my money set, I got my equipment here, which has been improved by this specific group that I'm going into with. And it's like...
For Rollingwood, you have armor marshals. If you PM them and ask them a question, and if you send them a picture and say, "Will this pass?" they'll most likely ask, "Do you have 2 inches on the tip and the pommel?" And if you say yes, they'll go, "Okay, that will pass as long as you seal it." If you want to seal your weapons, I suggest going with white latex caulking stuff, because that seals really well. Use contact cement when you're gluing. Also, find a design that would fit the 15th, 16th century, and make sure that it's approved. If you starting out, I just suggest using pool noodle and basically making a boffer. If you want to know how to make a boffer, just type in how to make a boffer online, and how you spell boffer.
I think there's YouTube videos built around that.
Yeah, like you can just build a basic.
You can just put anything on YouTube. Just put something random on YouTube, like how to make a Dungeons and Dragons table. There's actually a video for that. I meant like for real.
But like, not everybody knows how to make that, so that's why the video is there.
No, but it caught me off guard. I just thought you just made a table and just put like a crap paper on it. They're like, no, you could be more advanced than that. Like, well, I'll be.
Yeah.
Really, we have now talked about.
If you want to make it a more advanced boffer, you would just type in how to make. You can just find that video easily. If you want to know everything about LARPing, just type in LARPing rule, and a video will pop up.
Wow, we've talked so much about LARPing. Guess it's apparently out on PlayStation.
LARPing is that interesting.
Yeah, from the way you're sending it, I'd love to give it at least a shot, because, hey, who knows, I may like it too, and then if I like it, then I can just, like, it's like once a month, Nick's going LARPing. It's like, one thing I know for the fact, I'm just going to try my best not to hum Skyrim's, like,
yeah, well, if you become a bard,
yeah, I can do that.
You can literally sing whatever the fuck you want.
It's like the brave travelers travel around to the magical wilderness end, fighting drastic monsters, and all beneath the. It's like just think of something random to say, but like I said, I would love to at least give it a shot. Maybe like 2-3 months from now or something like that. You know, just I know what stuff I want to do, and then
like, just do a bunch of just do all this research and write down your character and
see if they approve on the character and all that stuff. So that works out.
Yeah, like you literally just like all you need to do is literally create your character's name, and it can be you can literally make it whatever you want. You have to have your character's true name, its class, its race, and where the character's from. Oh, and the character's age. I just made my character the same age as me, which is 23.
Mine would be 26, because I'm turning 26 tomorrow.
Yeah. And yeah. It's really easy to create a name and a true name. Like, my character's true name is Dragreal.
Remember, folks, you can't call him that
unless I specifically tell you in game what my true name is.
Yes, because that's cheating, and you can't do that.
The true name is your character can either know your true name automatically, or you can go through some adventure or some quests or something to learn your true name.
I probably go for the adventure and quest to try to find my true name. So if a demon should say, I want a letter of your real name, I go like, I do not know my real name. And it's like, shit. And that's what I sort of like right there. It's like, there's that big twist that you need to have sometimes in a game. It's like, I do not know my real name. And if a demon asks you for your real name, you can give them a fake name. Like a name that does not even have yours. So when they try to summon you,
wouldn't be allowed to do that. There are rules. There are rules though. There are rules. Like if your character does have a true name, you can't basically say, oh, my name is this, and then go, oh, I'm also going to be, and then walk up to someone and go, okay, I'm ready to do the quest to learn my true name. You can't do that.
So what if a demon does spot you then?
If a demon says, okay, I'm willing to make a deal for your true name, it's like, well, I'm gonna go learn that, so I can't make a deal with you. And the one thing I recommend: do not make a deal with a demon. Just no.
Duh, dude. I play Dragon Age. If you ever play Dragon Age, it's strictly like this. Anytime someone makes a deal with a demon, they always regret it, and then they start crying about it, and they go like, the demon has possessed my child! It's like, where the fuck were your kid doing near a demon? Like, there was werewolves, and the reason why werewolves happened was because a freaking bunch of this elf guy goes like, this person raped and killed my daughter.
You can be an ethereal in the game.
Oh yeah,
ethereal.
I think you can be a ninja too, but I'm not sure about that. Or maybe that's just in D&D. No, that's just in D&D.
Yeah. Well, there are again, like if I there was a rulebook, and it'll tell it has a table of contents of how far you have to go down in the rulebook online to find out the different classes you can be, and if you want to look up the skills, you just have to look up the skills. It's that simple. And if you want to look up lore and all that shit, just go to the wiki, and it has everything you need.
I love the fact that we nearly talked almost 2 hours for this stuff now.
I know, but it's that interesting. Like, there's so much lore in game. Like in game, I was talking with characters about all the different gods and that, and like different gods for the world, Rollingwood LARP. It's like, holy shit! Like, there are several different gods. There's backstories about all gods and why they exist and why they aren't helping out the mortal races, and it's like,
because if they do, they would just contemplate the existence of others.
Well, no, there was in game there was an evil god, I forget what his name is, and he broke a rule that they all made. Like, the mortal realm could not be a god's home realm.
But he wanted that.
But he broke that rule and made all the mortal plane his home world, and he made several different dragons, and basically he captured a purple dragon and basically made her birth more dragons and called that his brood, and he basically tried to destroy the world. basically with dragons, until we basically try to kill all of their lives. Until
Why does the first thing come to my mind when you just said rule the world is everybody wants to rule the world?
No, he wants to destroy. He doesn't want to rule it. He wants to destroy all life on it until only him and his brood exist.
That's what I mean.
So
he wants to
God
rule the
decided,
world by killing everybody.
We are going. Here's what they decided to do. We are going to basically seal him away. He will eventually break free, because the realm that the gods in game exist in. If they die, they go back to that realm. And if they come to the mortal plane, they are only at half their strength. And if they die in the mortal realm, they just go back to their own realm. Like just that is like, well, fuck. That's intense. Like the character mother is small potatoes compared to what the gods are fighting. And there's another character in the game that's on the level of the mother character called Father.
Father works for the werewolves.
I actually think that's the case, because she is the progenitor of the vampire, so he would be the progenitor of the werewolf.
Yeah.
There's actually a third out of this trinity.
Sea creatures?
I don't know, but
it could be. It could be.
Maybe, but
Rule the seas?
I don't know. Again, here's the thing. Both of these three entities were created by the Grey Elves, which turned into the other elven races.
Oh shoot! Hold on here.
And the caverns that we're in were created by the Grey Elves. Mother was sealed away by the Grey Elves in a tomb.
Go down.
It's like,
I grab this.
Well,
win-win.
We're fucked.
Oh my Jesus!
It was intense. Like even your mind would break at after all of this. You'd have to literally take a minute to gather your mind.
I'm not arguing with
I
it,
don't
dude.
even think he'd be able to do anything after that point.
Dude, I'm not arguing with that at all. Oh, you know how I said in like January, I said I was gonna pick a couple of boxes of that new Vanguard. I won't need to because guess what's happening? The other Nick, there's two Nicks now at the group. There's me, and then Nick G. Now, Nick G and I always seem to have this thing where every time I fight against him, I win.
Yeah.
But, as you know, like I said, I'm planning to make an Asha deck. And he basically says, well, why don't you just save your money because me and the guys are all splitting into the box. And then whatever spares I got of the Neo Nectar stuff, I'll just give to you. And I'm like, oh, by the way, these are half boxes. So that's going to be a lot of like Neo Nectar and stuff. But since Richie owes me money, and by the way, you know how stupid that dragon is? That grade 2 one I mentioned? Yeah, apparently it's more broken than I thought it was.
Yeah, that's not surprising. But hell, you know, I would love for there to be, like, I would love for there to be either a Star Wars LARP or something close to Star Wars, because I don't want to go through Disney and Lucasworks just to get permission for that.
Like space LARPing?
Yeah, like a fantasy, like sci-fi LARPing.
I don't think there is such thing. It'd be really weird too. It's like you would have to have.
There is. I just it's not anywhere that I can get to.
Ah.
There's medieval LARPing, steampunk LARPing.
Whoa! There's punk LARPing.
Steampunk LARP, yeah. Where everything is basically powered by steam.
Oh no! When I heard punk LARPing, the first thing I thought was like hardcore rock and roll punk. Going, we're gonna fuck you up with metal.
No. Like steampunk, like steam engines kind of stuff. Like the guns and everything else is powered by.
Oh, so like the world of Dishonored. Almost.
Yeah, basically.
Without having the powers of fucking teleportation, and being cheap.
Yeah.
And summoning rats.
Yeah, basically. That was basically Dishonored and Dishonored 2 Dishonored 1 takes place during the era of the plague.
Yeah.
Dishonored 2 takes place
after the said events of the plague.
In that same area, but it's the ending. It's the end of that plague.
Yeah, like a. nothing venture, nothing gain.
Yeah.
Damn find and rescue. I don't want to do a damn find and rescue.
But I'm basically gonna stick with Underworld Rawlingwood because, well, that's the group I joined, and I don't feel like going to other groups and learning their shit because that's gonna.
No, just pick your group you feel the most comfortable with, and since you feel the most comfortable in this one,
because everyone was nice. I got to know a lot of them, and they're all really fun people.
So that's what I mean. You just pick a group that you is go like, oh, I'm not a big fan of this LARPing group. I'll try a different one. But if you already found one that you're feeling really comfortable with, then don't bother switching. Just stay with that group.
Yeah. Like if you go and look at the rules of how their weapons are constructed, how their armor is constructed, how all their characters work, and how their magic. Like Rawlingwood, its magic is a lot more complicated, but a lot more fun.
Yeah, it's like my magic cannot be understood. Fine with me. Literally, this whole episode should have been. I should have just been playing Diablo 3 and playing as a fucking mage right now because it's way we keep talking about LARPing.
But again, it's fun. It's you could be whatever. You could be a healer, an alchemist, a blacksmith,
a fighter,
a druid, a fire elf, or you could be whatever you want.
Oh, I know for fact druids. I think they gain heal at level 2 or 3.
Well, it depends. Well, yeah. They do have a transformation ability, obviously.
Yeah.
And it depends on whatever animal they're in tune with, is what they become with. Like, one of them became a gorilla.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's where his soul was dragged toward. Like you could, and he explained that you could influence your soul to go towards something else. Like if I wanted to say be a druid and I wanted to turn into a humanoid bat-like creature,
like
I'd
Batman.
spend a lot of time around bats.
So you'd be Man Bat.
And make sure my soul goes towards bats.
So you would literally be Man Bat then.
Pretty much.
For those who don't know who Man Bat is, it was actually a villain from Batman. It was a guy that he didn't want to be Batman.
It was a scientist that took up the was trying to find a cure, or was trying to do some weird science experiments and became Man Bat. In the Elseworld story, Justice League Gods and Monsters, that the Man Bat character becomes Batman, becomes a vampire. It's hilarious.
Yeah. But that's how interesting these things get.
Yeah.
But
I want to become a vampire, so I'm gonna have to earn frags and go through a whole thing with being a vampire. Like I have to be chosen by a vampire and have that bestowed upon me.
You're like, you need the blessing of blood. Actually, I think that is a thing where you have to get the blessing of blood.
Yeah, like, yeah. There's a whole thing with that. I'm gonna have to do research into that. I'm gonna have to do research into that and all that. Or if I wanted to become a werewolf, I'd have to figure out how that happened. Like there was one of the characters actually was a werewolf, and they could become a werewolf. They had to go through some transformation process, and they had to count of how the transformation process worked, and then they have to give a description of how the werewolf looked. Like she gave the description. You now see a 7-foot werewolf. Like she's not actually 7 feet.
No,
tall.
she's probably like 5 foot something. But the werewolf size is tall as hell.
Me and her were actually we were on equal height actually.
Yeah, what height are you? Like almost 6 feet?
I'm 6'1".
Okay, so that means she's 6'1" as well. So
Yeah.
that makes her have like 11-inch difference in her original height.
Yeah. And she acted like she actually acted like you would
Like
think
a werewolf.
would.
Yeah,
she acted like a
snarled,
werewolf. She
growled,
basically-
howled, mauled.
Kind of, yeah. Well, not more. Basically, you could. She basically walked around. If she wanted to lick you, she would go licking 1, 2, and then that whole shebang, or sniffing 1, 2, and that whole counting thing. Like,
Yeah,
it was funny. And you could literally do sparring matches if you wanted to.
Sparring matches?
Obviously, a sparring match you would yeah, you could spar with someone. And all you would hear from a sparring match is two normal, 4 normal, or whatever, basically whatever. It was fun. It was a blast.
It's like the first day you just die like a million times, but the only reason why you did it is so you can know how you died and go like, hey, wait, I remember dying from something very similar to this from my first day.
Like, my uncle died 3 times and almost died once. Like, it was fun. I almost died once, never actually did die, because I didn't want to.
Because that made you feel good. You're like, I didn't die once!
Yeah.
I'm a badass!
And I wear that with a badge of honor.
Me, no, I would be the opposite.
I had fun talking with everyone. And I just had fun talking. It was fun. Like, that's pretty much what this whole thing is. It's communication with everyone, and yeah, you do get into combat, but it's still fun.
I just realized if I don't pick an elf, if I pick a warrior, I'm probably going to be a dwarf.
Well, you could be a human warrior.
Well, no, because like dwarves, they understand the craft of magic.
Here's the thing. Let's say you pick an elf. Let's say you pick a dark elf. You would have to paint your skin
black.
Let's say gray. Let's just say gray. And you have to have you would have to get elven ears in that, and paint them gray, and you have to paint your face gray and all that. You have to stay in that makeup through the entire event. You can't take it off at all.
No, that's understandable. At least you're not doing blackface. Just go like, oh, you're a dark elf. Oh, you gotta wear this gray makeup. Oh, thank God, I don't wear black.
Yeah.
It would be hilarious though. It's like you see. Hope I don't sound racist here. Everyone a little bit racist, but I digress. It's like, hey, I have a friend who is black who is playing as a dark elf, and it's like, do I have to put that gray makeup on? They probably would just say no, because they go like, no, you're pretty dark enough.
Well, yeah, but you could if you want to.
The door. That makes me feel sad.
If you didn't want to paint your face and you wanted to be a dark elf, well, since there's many shades for a dark elf, yeah, you just have to buy elf ears and paint them to your skin color.
Yeah, it's just like I have black elf ears. That's why I think I could probably be like a dwarf, and the first thing I go like I'd be one of those dwarfs that just sounds really pissed off all the time. It's like, I hate my life. I hate that blasted knife ears.
You can do that.
Yeah, it's just like, I hate the world. It's like a demon comes and says, let's kill it. I just be like that bad influence on everyone, and be like, my character did bad influence, and
yeah. Then the reading and writing, the body point bonus, and the self-mutilation thing, which again is not actually mutilation. It's basically just saying I can choose to go in there, or I can choose to be a coward. Basically, I can choose to fight this thing that's probably like 5 or 7 levels ahead of higher than me, but I'm gonna fight it anyway. So those are the 3 skills I recommend, and then whatever else you want to get, we can get whatever else you want. But but for your first character, for at least here, you only have 200 character points to spend.
Yeah, I won't lie. It's probably like my character's like going like, well, this dwarf's gonna enter the battle, but he's weaker. I'd rather die with honor than die as a coward.
Yeah,
so,
it's basically fun. And there's no right or wrong way to play LARP. There's no right or wrong way.
Yeah.
The one thing that all LARPers will agree on is do not try to play the dark loner.
Oh yeah, the Dark Knight character.
No, dark loner. Like, you are lonely. You're always brooding. And it's like, yeah.
Oh no, my guy's just like he's just grumpy because like all his life he's been told that warriors need to fight, and that a true warrior dies on the battlefield and not on the battlefield. But he has like a sense of humor. He has a really bad sense of humor. It's like a dirty sense of humor.
Yeah, and that's fine. In game, one of the nice Furbog elders, he had to. He was the last sacrifice. So, but he everybody loved that guy, and like, when he died, like one of the girls actually had to wrap a scarf thingy around her chest area and all that. But she walked out in her bra and underwear.
Oh wow! I don't know why.
I'm not even kidding. She walked out in her bra and underwear. It's like, okay, we're just not gonna. We're just gonna go whatever and just not even bother doing anything with that. No one mentioned it afterwards. Like, okay, there's a thing that happened.
Yeah, and the second time you're mentioning this, badass just landed his hand through the roof, and now he's just hanging there. He's like, "This is where the weapon is, y'all." He's literally pointing where the weapon is.
Yeah. You know, where you could talk and people. Some of the phrases that people say were like, not in that way." It's like they literally said, "Not in that way." It was funny.
Yeah. Guess what? Apparently, is out on the PlayStation Store. Steven Universe, the video game.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's out. I just saw it, and I went like, "Oh boy, I'm gonna check how much it is," and it wouldn't tell me. I went like, "No, why? Why do you do this to me?" And then realized, wait, why do I hear about this? I haven't watched Steven Universe in months. And the only thing I remember out of the last episode is Lara's got pink hair.
Huh. That's funny.
2 hours of talking about LARPing. That's how good it got. Yeah, but out of all serious though, I felt a little bit surprised though that now all of a sudden there's a Steven Universe video game, and the only thing going in my brain at the time was a little too late. It's like, it's so cool, this is Steven Universe video game, but I went like, okay, why should I even bother getting this? Unless you're like a hardcore Steven Universe fan.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna get it because I've not actually seen Steven Universe.
But put it this way, it's a good show. At first it was like, oh, little misadventures of a boy who has a diamond in where his belly button is, and his mother is actually a gemstone while his dad was a human. Do not try to question how they are able to do it. I do not need some astronomy lesson about how rocks and humans can interbreed with each other.
Yeah, anyway.
However, one of the actresses, she's actually a real life singer, and she plays Garnet. Her name is Estelle. So she's a real life singer, and it's actually pretty neat because one time live at a Comic-Con, I think it was a Comic-Con, or the California one, I forget what it's called. Forgive me for anyone out there who's about to question why. But from what it was, is that she's singing the song Stronger Than You. I believe that's what the title is called.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, she actually forgot some of the lyrics. She actually really did forget some of the lyrics. And she's like, I am, and then she's like, oh shoot. She doesn't remember the lyrics. So she goes right to the audience and puts up the mic up there, and the audience starts singing it. And I went like, that was probably the smartest save you can do, especially if you forgot some of your own lyrics. Like, this is a well-known singer. And the first thing going to my brain is, yeah, you're going to forget music lyrics. Even if you are the creator of the music. Bless you.
Thank you.
Deaf, sweet deaf.
Oh, the other thing about the stuff that they give you when you get the 2 gold and the 2 silver, start player, and if you get the RS package, you also get 2 gold and like there's a
increase that
an area where you can go and see.
We're gonna need it.
What packages you can get? Yeah, you'll want the package. Yeah, that's if you go for alchemy, because it will give you raw materials and stuff like that.
Ah.
Like if you're going for a blacksmith, you also want that raw material. You also want that artisan package if you go for a blacksmith or something like that. But if you go, I'm just using the artisan package as an example because that's what I got. It gave me 2 gold and 2 silver as well. So I had 1 gold, 2 silver. I had 1 gold, 1 silver. Sorry. So I had 2 gold, 2 silver, and then the mission that I went on, I got 1 gold, 2 silver. and like, cool. And they'll go through the whole. If you're a new player, they'll go through the whole new player thing. Like they'll tell you all basically the majority of the stuff that I've told people about the.
Well, you just told us. I thought the fire was out. How did I get burned again? There was no fire here.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, but seriously, the fire was gone. Oh, you're still burned. Bullshit. Yeah, but the Steven Universe game is out for anyone out there who's a really big Steven Universe fan, and you want to get it. Tell me how much it's going for, because my parent PlayStation just went like, "Fuck you, buddy. I know you ain't buying this. I ain't telling you the price." Like, oh, you're a dick. It could be cheap. I may pick it up. It's maybe like $25. I count that as cheap. That's like one PlayStation card. That ain't gonna kill me.
Yeah, and it's LARPing is an experience that I do suggest people try. Like on the 29th, when I go to my friend Kosa's Halloween costume party, I'm gonna mention this to everyone that goes and suggest that Kosa might want to look into it and see if he wants to go, because I had a blast.
Like I said, I'll probably do it maybe February or March, you know, when I get my bearings in. Because I know for a fact that I'll be, like, shit, I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, I'm killing bandits.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
Again, I suggest for your first weapon, I do suggest going with something before you go for the archer, just to see if you do like it. I suggest still creating a boffer, which is basically white PVC pipe, which is,
oh my god, I missed.
pretty cheap. Then going to the dollar store or wherever you can get pool noodles and buy pool noodles. Get some open cell phone. Basically, you know that stuff those couch cushion stuff.
Yeah.
Like the blocks that you can get at Walmart. That kind of open cell phone. Basically, couch cushion foam, also known as open cell foam. Get that, and
what
then.
What the hell is shooting at me? Oh my god, it's Captain Flint.
Again, the maximum length for a sword is 32 inches. For a dagger, it is 19 inches from tip to pommel, mind you, and this is for tip to pommel. So you can basically make it out. Like I did a ruler length for the blade from tip to where it connects to the hilt, and then the hilt to the pommel basically creates the last 7 inches.
Captain Flint is literally walking on a frickin' beam.
Yeah. Again, for the tip for all weapons, for when you use a core, has to be a 2 inch of open cell foam. That way the core doesn't poke through and hurt someone. And for if you're making it out of the foam that I made it out of, which is the foam that you can get at the dollar store, not the pool noodle, but the stuff that you would go into the hardware section of the dollar store and find, that kind of stuff. It has to be about an inch to 2 inches of between the spacing between the center of the core, and 3 layers. That way you still can't feel the core if you at all. They don't want to feel the core.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the hilt, that's fine. You can do a single, you can do just 2 layers. You don't have to do the 3 layers for the hilt, but for the pommel it has to be 3 layers. It has to be open cell foam.
Oh yeah.
3 layers just to be safe, and for the blade and the handguard 3 layers as well. That's if you go with the foam I went with, and that's if you use a fiberglass core. You know those weird red and white rod thingies that you see in parking lots?
Yeah.
Sometimes with the red light on top. Basically that stuff.
Ah.
That's fiberglass.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
God
use that,
damn it!
or
What's
you can
it?
use the PVC pipe. If you have a heat gun, you can flatten the white PVC pipe for your core.
Everyone died. Okay,
You just have
so
to make sure that
there.
there's enough space. It's really easy to make all this.
I just realized I can literally change this name to this whole entire episode and call it the podcast of LARPing.
Yeah.
The LARPing podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
if you want to use magic, you have to use like little spell packet things that you can make. Like it's basically bird seed and a cloth that will.
Yeah, that's the magic missile episode that I saw where someone kept yelling "fucking magic missile" every 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's like
thunder, magic missile, thunder, magic missile.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but that's basically what you use for spell packs.
Oh,
for
hell
your
yeah.
spells.
There you go,
And for,
folks.
to me, it's also for your throwing potions and that stuff as well. But that stuff is really easy to make. It's just birdseed and a cloth and an elastic or a tie or anything that basically makes it so the birdseed can't fly out when you're throwing it.
I want match stick. Match stick. Be one with the fire hawk.
Yeah, like if let's say like during the cleanup, if someone says misses a spell pack or something, it won't be anything bad because it's still birdseed. The birds will eat it, and the material is degradable. So yeah.
Yay!
So it's not
Mission
big,
done!
so
I burnt the midget!
Cool.
Yeah, but... Oh, that reminds me. Okay, yesterday, before I was playing Diablo 3, I was playing Witcher 3. Which is ironic,
Yeah.
since yesterday seemed to be the games that all had the word free into it. As I was playing through them, Witcher 3, and I was going for the main thing, and I realized something very quickly. I went like, God damn, I suck at this game. Like, in Borderlands, I'm okay. I can die like a couple times, and I'm okay with that. Then, when I'm playing with the problem when you play like a game that's already like it's third in, and then it's like all the releases were originally out on the PC. For instance, like Diablo 1 and 2. If you don't know the lore of Diablo 2 and 1, and you play Diablo 3, you ain't missing much.
Yeah.
Witcher 3?
If you collect the book thingies, you'll basically get the lore.
Yeah, they have books for it, so you can easily just go to either a library or you have a friend that probably already has it. You go like, do you mind if I read this? And you're cut with the lore very easily. Yeah. Pretty much the lore is Diablo's evil, you are good, go kill him.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's whole Diablo 1, 2, and what 3 are.
Yeah, that's basically just the basics. If you want to get into more detail, Book of Tyrael, Book of Cain, Diablo Storm of Light, and then the whole thing about the Sin War, like those books. There's a massive amount of history.
Yeah,
to it.
but
If you want to go looking that stuff up, but
yeah, but that's the thing I started with. Like that. But then if you have Witcher 1 and 2, which were also only available on PC, yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
A friend, God bless my friend Joshua, he just said, okay, dude, here's Witcher 1 and 2's, like, story. And I couldn't tell you for the life of me anything, because after I was reading it, the only thing I knew is apparently Ciri was the character you're seeing on the screen right now. Ciri is important. She seems to be like a little bit important, and I didn't know really why. And I went like, I'm still gonna continue playing Witcher 3, but since anyhow the lore of it really confused me, I decided to just go like, you know, I'm not gonna play much of this today. I did the beginning stuff. I have to go find Ciri. I looked at some of the quests I have to do, side quests, and they require me to be level 7 for just the basic one. And I'm like, I'm only level 4. And then I realized I'm gonna get fucking wrecked. I have a poison blade, and I still feel like I'm gonna get wrecked.
And Star Wars, it's as simple as this. There's a group called the Jedi. There's a group called the Sith. The Jedi are good. The Sith are evil. The Sith must die. The Jedi. That's what the Jedi are trying to do.
Yeah, pure and simple.
Yeah.
And then George Lucas decided to fuck that up and made episode 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, there are books and stuff like that. And
yeah, that's what I started.
The extended universe and it's like, well, cool.
Yeah, that's why I started.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, it's like certain games will have easy to access history and others will not. Other history, some of the history is either going to be readable, understandable, and the other half is, well, not.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
But that's the one thing I sort of understand, like, if you make a sequel to a game and it really doesn't have much, like, canon with the other ones, I'm okay with that, because that means I can go into this one, perfectly blind, see if I like it or not, and then move on forward. But when you have such a big canon into a game, which...
Yeah.
I love that. That sounds perfect right there.
That was yeah. That was basically Facebook.
Yes. The enkindling approaches. Oh, little thing about the enkindling in Borderlands 2. The trove. This says the reward, and it shows it as purple, but it's actually gold. Does that make any sense to you?
What?
The rarity on the picture, it shows purple, but it's actually gold.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't get it either, but think about this. You get a gold armor right there. You can just hold on for it, grab some purple items, equip them on, you get a free trophy. That's it. You don't have to... Wait. Shoot, I went the wrong way. Yay! I was going the wrong way when that happened. It just, like, we're talking about canonicity, and I just mentioned, like, weird rarities. Like, even pre-sequel, they pretty much hand you, like, the best, like, air mask in the game. All you have to do is give a bunch of white items away. 50 of them. And I went, like, really? 50 of them? And it's like, take all these white items. Our troops decided to get greedy and decided they could become badasses. Did they know how to fire a gun? No. Oh, yeah, then they're fucked. Melee. I gotta kill these lousy SOBs. Because if I don't, I'm gonna get wrecked. Wait, does one of those have a... Oh, no, they don't. That sucks. I was about to say, if one of those had like a spinning wheel, I would have been so happy I could have got more guns. Yeah, but they can this in between games. Here's something. The one thing that's actually sort of sad when you get into a game and you find out it has like a story-based canon. Like, I can tell you straight up, if you never played Dragon Age Origins, which I know you haven't, Edison, it's not really your style. But you could totally skip that and to play right to Dragon Age 2, and you wouldn't be missing a thing.
Yeah.
And you go like, wait, that can't be right. No, that's right, because originally the plot was based around the Darkspawn and the Grey Wardens. Now the Grey Wardens are just like a thing in the background. And I went like, no. Like, Dragon Age 1, you play as a Grey Warden. Everyone has their different origin story, but then the rest is up to you how you want to do it. You can become an asshole who basically says, fuck everybody. And then you can kill your own teammates. And I hit my controller. And then, like, in Dragon Age Awakening, you're still your Grey Warden character, or you can play as a brand new one. Recommend just play as the one you already created. You can easily import it. And then they had to go, like, not really fuck it up. Like in Awakening, you get Alistair. And a lot of people, if you ever seen Dragon Age 2, Alistair, like, he's in the men. Straight up. He's in the men, and I went like, cool, a gay wizard. I know there's a joke here, but I don't know where it is. And after all this, I'm like, cool, Alistair, he's like, he's brash, he's cocky, he has a character. Then all of a sudden, like, you meet this spirit called Justice. Now, even if you kill Justice, or even kill Alistair, they will still magically be in Dragon Age 2 for no apparently good reason, other than the fact to push the plot versus Templars versus Mages. And that's the whole plot ever since of Dragon Age. It's like, Templars versus Mages. Templars versus Mages. I mean, what about the Darkspawn? The what? You know the whole thing you built around the first game about. And they were like, nope. I don't know what you're talking about, man. You're on some really good shit. And it's like, why? Like, I hate when a game just says, okay, we're gonna build this one big story about the Darkspawn. Here's something you would think, oh, maybe because you killed all the Darkspawn, you killed the head dragon and all this other stuff. Go like, yeah, maybe that's why. No, see, you killed the head dragon, but all the Darkspawn disappeared. They ran away. They didn't all die. They went back to the underground, which means they could still be building up their forces. And now that's built around, like, so many stupid things now. It's like Morgan has, like, your child, or Alistair's child, depending on what gender you are. And that child will be the next head of the Darkspawn. And it's like, just sitting up, oh, cool shit. Morgan just says, hi! She's there for maybe a little while, and then she's back gone again. And it's like, like, I put down, like, a joke on, not my Facebook, but on one of my friends' channels, I put down, now these days, all of them have to do is say hi and bye, and the only exception to that is Wonder Woman. Because the Wonder Woman movie actually was really good. I actually did get to see it. God bless streamers. Because apparently if you stream something, you can't really get in trouble for it. I don't know if that's true or not. But...
maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure about that.
I'm not a lawyer, so I could be totally wrong. But someone just said, you know, here's this, here's that. And we're like, cool. Saw the Wonder Woman movie in theaters, and then someone showed me a stream of it. But I did get to see it in theaters, and the first thing went in my mind was, this, like, I totally don't know the actress's name, and I'm positive it was on the poster, I just wasn't paying attention. I went like, that's Wonder Woman. It's like, she's not some ditzy little princess, she's Wonder Woman. The actress did a really good job playing off as Diana Ross, aka Wonder Woman herself. And then I compare it to, like, other characters like Aloy and Lara Croft, and it's like, yeah, we're getting some good female characters now these days. Now we no more do we need the ditzy dumb blonde girl to actually just sit around and say, I'm dumb, but I'm cute. It's like, Yeah, but continuity in games, if you're not gonna really have it... Oh! You know what Origin is, right?
Yeah, I think I've seen you play it before.
Playing with it. Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah.
Origin. That's the name of, the server that you need in order to import your data from Dragon Age 1 and Awakening and 2 over to Inquisition, even if you already have it on PS3.
Yeah.
I mean, like, wait, I have to make a stupid account so I can make another account so I can transfer my stuff over to the events of Dragon Age Inquisition. Yes. That is the dumbest little bullshit I ever heard in my life.
Yeah, even I say that's bullshit.
Usually you'd be okay with that kind of stuff. Go like, oh, I make this one account. But Origin, it's its own server, which just sells its own games. And I'm like, dude, I'm only using you so I can get into Dragon's Keep. So I can do all this stupid shit I want to do. Leave me the fuck alone. it got really bad for me. I went like, that's not fun. I want to play the game for what the game is. If I could import my data in Dragon Age 1, 2, and Awakening without even, like, going batshit crazy, had to time into 50 different fucking servers. But no, this is the new age. This is how things work here. It's like, no. This ain't the new age. This, oh yeah. Speaking of new age, guess what? Microtransactions, aka loot boxes, are now in our games. Holy shit, that's blue. I don't have a pistol. I'm not gonna use a pistol. I'll have a perfect good rocket launcher that can save me when I'm dying.
Yeah.
Is Shadow Mordor, people's giving it like, I've seen people give it 9s and 10s. Of it. I don't know if you saw it or not. But
No, I haven't seen it yet.
He barely mentions the microtransactions. However, he does mention it is like a tiresome bore. What the heck hit me?
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
He did a challenge. Yeah, but that's what's become lately for me. I went like, really? Like, okay, I don't mind if you put some microtransactions into a free-to-play game. That makes perfect sense. Like, Star Wars now. You could do that.
Yeah.
Very not sufficient.
World of Warcraft has this thing where you can pay in-game gold to buy your monthly your monthly subscription stuff. Like you can
see,
buy,
that sounds great. That's a smart play. You won't have people do that.
It costs a crap ton of gold to get.
But if you grind hard enough, it's like I got myself like a free month. Like a free month's membership. Hell yeah, I want that. I'm willing to come here.
And the price of how much each of this, it does change of how much gold you need. So it is a lot of work to get. Like if you can easily keep paying for this, you can basically keep adding on the every if you pay for 3 months and then you get enough gold and you buy it again, it'll add on and add on and add on and add on.
Yeah,
that's a good way to earn a monthly subscription or a 3-month subscription.
Yeah, but at least there's a way for someone who goes like, oh, I got this free to play, and now they're charging me a monthly subscription. They'll say, oh, but you can earn it with in-game money. That person will grind like a crazy person, so they don't have to really pay with real life money.
Yeah.
Which means that person's going to be online more, which means, guess what? They're going to play a lot more. Just because...
With Star Wars, here's the thing. With Star Wars: The Old Republic, it's free to play, and if you want a monthly subscription, you will be able to get 600 in-game cartel points to spend in the cartel market to buy special armor, equipment, instant a certain level character. Like you can buy an instant level 60 character or 60 whatever or 65 character now, and it's like you can basically buy these tokens for these characters.
Yeah.
You also get your running thing right away. Like you don't have to wait till level 10 to get it, and you don't have to wait till level 20 to get your speeder stuff. And it's like, well, cool. Like I don't have to wait for some of this stuff. But if you don't pay for the subscription, it's free to play, and you just have to wait for your wait till level 10 to be able to run faster. And
I know it's not more powerful than my current shotgun, but I want to try it out. It's a purple.
You also have to wait till level 20 in order to get your speeder 1 ability thing, so you can ride speeders in the game. And the higher speeder, the ability to go faster on a speeder, you have to wait till like level 40. Or you have to wait till level 40 in order to get that. And it's like you just have to wait for certain things to be unlocked and all that. It's like, okay, so what?
Yeah, so it's on the pay to wait kind of payment.
It's basically pay so you don't have to wait for this shit. You also get the cartel points, which if you save up enough, you can actually buy the instant character level thing. Like you could buy an instant level 60 or instant level 65. Like,
Yeah, that's
cool.
just so weird though. It's like, dude, you could be level 65 right now if you give us this much.
Yeah, but the current max level right now is, I think it's 70 right now. Like once you hit level 70, you can't go any further until whatever next expansion comes out. Like originally, it was the expansion. The expansion basically said, okay, we're going to basically say you're level 55. You can't go any higher than this. Next expansion comes out. Okay, you can now go to level 60. Cool. Current expansion, you can go to level 70. Awesome.
Yeah, so they're like, go like, hey, you know, you can get higher than this now. It's like, yes, more reasons for me to play the game.
Yeah. Warcraft, you can now go to, I think it's like level 20, 120.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I haven't played Warcraft in a long time. I don't know anyone who plays Warcraft anymore.
Oh,
Like
there's a
Tris.
lot of people that play Warcraft. My dad still plays it. And so does mom every once in a while. But here's the stupid thing. The current expansion, which is Legion, gives you artifact weapons, basically legendary weapons that you can wield. Like you could wield the Shards of Frostmourne, Doom Hammer, which was a legendary hammer. Mulgrain, the sword, basically the sword that an Ashbringer would wield. Basically, it can turn. Basically, it's a holy weapon in the game. Just those are 3 examples I can give.
Gotta eliminate these
Next
bastards.
expansion. Next expansion, you lose your artifact weapon.
Oh, that's dickish.
The only people are hoping that that they're going to basically give us the option of making our own legendary weapon.
Well, you can make legendary creatures like in Gems of War. Sure, it takes you a while, but there you go. You can make legendaries and you can keep them.
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. Here's how Warcraft goes. Warcraft 1, you basically started out with a certain amount of races and a certain amount of classes.
I think it was this basic, the first Warcraft.
Warcraft expansion Burning Legion introduced new races. Introduced what the fuck was it? Blood Elves and Draenei. Wrath of the Lich King. It introduced a new class. Cataclysm introduced the Goblin race, or you could play as the Goblin race because there's still Goblins in the game, but you couldn't play as them, and the Worgen. Mist of Pandaria did 2 things. It introduced a new class and race. It introduced the Pandorans, and the Monk class. You basically get to play as a panda in Mist of Pandaria.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Like, some people just purposely just said, screw it, I'm naming that panda Jet Black.
Draenor introduced the garrison stuff, which everyone hated.
I am so happy by the time I got into that game was when I was younger.
Introduced a new class and order halls, which were basically better versions of the garrisons. You basically got to play as demon hunters, which were only referenced in the other games.
Are they as OP as the ones in Diablo 3?
They basically use warglaives, basically a double-edged, basically a sword that has 2 blades on it.
They made my own cult.
And basically, you use the foul. They have a magic called the foul magic, or foul. It's basically evil magic. It's powered by literally sucking the souls out of the living.
So what Donald Trump does to Americans.
Yeah, pretty much. Basically. Yeah. So they basically use that power against the demons. So yeah, they're pretty OP.
Alright.
The funny thing is, the way to become they actually do explain this. The way to become a demon hunter is this. You basically have to kill a demon, cut out its heart,
and eat
that heart, and drink their blood. And you absorb the demon's soul by doing that.
I freaking called that!
Okay, it gets even worse. You basically have to go through the ritual for that. This is part of the ritual of becoming a demon hunter. They basically show you the worst moment of your life, visions of like that, to the point where you literally gouge out your own eyes.
Yeah, that sounds right. Go like in order to become a demon hunter.
If you survive this process, you become a full-fledged demon hunter.
Mm-hmm.
You can basically see without seeing. Yeah, it's actually a funny thing because the Batman Forever line. I see without seeing. It's like, yeah, and then. But if you do not survive this process, you either go. There's either two things that happen. You either go insane and go on a murderous rampage, or your soul gets devoured by the demon, and the demon becomes you.
Yeah, that all sounds about right.
Both options, basically, if you don't become a full-fledged demon hunter, you still die. But passing doesn't mean you're safe. Because you have a demon soul inside of you, basically whispering, go kill that person, go kill that person, go kill that person, go kill that person. It'd be fun to kill that person. Go do it. That's basically what you have every...
And a legendary! This is so weird.
It's like, well, shit, you could go insane at some point.
Dude, I'm already going insane. Look, yeah. I'm a freaking zombie bounty hunter who literally is fighting against Handsome Jack.
Yeah,
I've already called crazy.
Like, but could you imagine a LARP for that? Could you imagine a LARP for World of Warcraft?
World of Warcraft LARPing. Pay $50 to enter. Done by Blizzard.
Yeah. Like, hell, if I contacted Blizzard and said, hey, would it be alright if I made a live-action roleplay, aka LARP, of your game?
No!
And if they say, yeah, sure, go ahead. No,
yeah.
If they say no, okay, I was just asking if I could. But if they say yes, I go, cool.
And you go like, okay.
Just send me the characters that I'll be allowed to use and all that, and they'll probably ask for a list of characters that I can use and all that shit, and get a bunch of people to go for it. Like, I'd have to, if I want to do a Star Wars one, I'd have to contact Disney and LucasWorks.
Disney would never let you do it. Disney publicly owns everything Star Wars. I mean, they've actually been doing a good job with it too. They own Marvel technically. And like what happened there, they basically said, dudes, we want to make a Deadpool film, and they're like, sure, whatever. We have to make it rated mature. Like,
yeah,
for
I know
adult audiences.
About that, but
yeah, it was perfect though, because Disney just said, fuck yeah, go for it. And it made the money! We got a sequel!
Yeah.
I'm going to totally see that.
Money.
It hasn't even been out!
It doesn't matter, they made money on it already.
Yeah, it's like Deadpool 2 comes out. Everyone's there going like, yeah! I know, like, I'm pretty positive where we're from. I don't think we're gonna be able to get tickets for a while because it's probably gonna be sold out. And if it's not sold out,
I haven't seen Deadpool at all, and I don't plan on seeing the sequel either.
I am. Put it this way: the actual actor played him did originally the Green Lantern movie, and he made a joke on the fact that he said, "As long as I don't have to wear a stupid CGI outfit, I'm all in." He made fun of the fact he had to wear a CGI outfit in the Green Lantern movie. Yeah. While playing Deadpool.
That's why no one likes the Green Lantern movie. It's because of that CGI
Even the
outfit.
actor hated it.
Yeah. You know that the movie is going to be bad if the actor hates a single part of it.
No, he hated like the whole thing.
Was okay. He didn't like the whole thing, but the rest of the film was fine. It's just the CGI in there was horrid. That's the only reason that it sucked. Like, okay, Suicide Squad. The actor who played Harley Quinn, she hated the outfit.
Oh yeah, good actress.
It was uncomfortable. It was an uncomfortable outfit. And if you look at the outfit, it's like, okay, yeah, I can see that. I can see why it would be uncomfortable.
Well, look, it was a skimpy ass outfit.
Yeah. Harley Quinn is a sex character, and there's no way around that. But you can make a comfortable outfit that also is sexy.
Yeah, but they didn't want to. They went like, what will give us the most people coming over? And then they knew for a fact it wasn't going to be the Joker. Like, when the Joker was announced in the film, people were like, why? It's the Suicide Squad. Is he going to be in the squad? No.
No.
Then why is he in it?
Side plot.
Yeah, and I love the fact that this side plot has nothing to do with Harley Quinn. So people are like, okay.
Yeah, the whole side plot is Joker wants his girl back, and he goes through this whole thing just to get her back.
Yeah, which is stupid because they didn't show that. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, okay. Nick. Hmm? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Dad and I are out of here.
Okay.
Close.
Oh, yeah. Keep thinking about that. Yeah. Oh, Nick wants to try LARPing. So I was explaining the whole thing about LARPing.
Yes. What were you talking about?
Yeah.
Uncle Joe took that thing and he made the sword last night. Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
He texted
You
you?
should have drawn it yourself.
Yeah.
You're better at that. Joe. Oh no.
My birthday hasn't started yet, so. And the person's most recent birthday, she's not home.
That's a rough attempt.
That's what he says he's going with. That's why the pipe is on it.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I could have drawn better and you could have drawn better.
No, she went over to her friend's house.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Bye.
Alright, I'm going.
Okay. Okay, bye.
I want this room to go.
Okay.
Yo. It's okay. I love that. They were going like, "Do you know your birthday is the most recent?" And I went like, "No, my birthday's not recent." Here's something though. They just wanted to ask some questions, and then they would have given you $20.
Seriously?
Yeah, I went like, seriously, you could have just go like, "Oh, when is your birthday then?" And go like, "Tomorrow." And I wasn't like. She says, "Well, I'll just call later then." And the first thing on my mind is, wait, you don't want to know my birthday? Like, seriously? The hell?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't matter as long as it's... Yeah, right now we're just rescuing goddamn Roland. Yeah, but the Deadpool film, I'll tell you straight up what it was. The guy who played Green Lantern, he loved doing Deadpool. I say he did a good job playing Deadpool.
Yeah.
And the other thing which I hugely respected out of that was, it was the start of good superhero films. And then people say, oh, but Suicide Squad proved it wrong. I went like, let me translate this in a better way. It was a good wave of good Marvel hero movies. Because DC, they just went like, let's kill off Superman.
Sure you can handle yourself.
Yep.
If anything happens to Roland, make sure nothing happens to Roland.
You don't just kill a lot. Like, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Superman. But if someone went up to me and said, hey, I know a good way how to mess up superheroes. Okay, how are we going to do that? Let's kill Superman!
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm just looking at my trophies for Onita because it finally came out. I have to collect all other trophies in the game. Let's see, there are 18 hidden trophies and 1, 2, 3, and 4 non-hidden trophies. Basically, one of the trophies is pick up every tinderbox in Descent into Darkness. go left when things are getting interesting in the sense darkness. And the final one is read all notes in the games.
Oh, fun! Because that's exactly like people want. They want reading. Where the fuck
Yeah.
are you?
You handling the bloodshots all right? They've been trying to take Roland out ever since he kicked their asses out of Sanctuary.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
not
I can't
surprising.
wait for Christmas Halloween party because that's going to be really fun, and I'm going to basically be talking about LARPing like I did here. And if Craig calls me between that time, I'm going to tell him all about the LARPing. Mind you, I'm not going to even bother suggesting for him to go because, well,
Oh, no.
he'll not be good at it.
And I'm trying to picture him LARPing, and it makes me giggle. In my head, I'm like, him trying to LARP. it sort of makes me look at, like, it's sort of like the really bad joke that someone once told me was like, it's like seeing someone who says, I'm into nerdy stuff, and then you ask them like a true nerdy question and they don't have an answer for it. It's like, name the credentials of William J.C. Picard. If you're a Star Trek fan, you'll know his credentials are. Even though they barely mention in the show.
Yeah. Like, I actually forget what his credentials are.
Oh, yeah.
I know that all I know is that Captain Picard is a captain.
Yeah.
And that he's done enough through his entire Starfleet career to earn that position. Like, you start out as an ensign, then you go to a lieutenant, then you go to after that you go up in a rank, you go to first officer. It's ensign, lieutenant, first officer, then captain, then admiral. An admiral basically doesn't go go in ships, only the captain does.
Y'all regenerate. And all the sex.
Which that kind of sucks being an admiral, so I wouldn't want to be an admiral.
Oh, man.
But
All
yeah,
right.
that's how the whole Star Trek thing works.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna ask you 5 nerdy Star Trek questions, okay? Not hardcore nerdy, just basic nerdy. In the original Star Trek, what shirt color would make sure that you were going to die? The
Red
original
shirt.
Star Trek. Correct.
Red shirt.
Question number 2. What changed from Star Trek The Next Generation? Is that your mom?
Yeah, sure, just let me know the dog outside. Okay.
Alright. What changed in Star Trek The Next Generation when it came down to the captain's clothing?
They went from yellow to red.
Correct. It's like, they're not hardcore nerd, they're just like Star Trek nerdy questions.
Yeah.
Okay, who was the first official Vulcan to ever join with humans?
Well, here's the thing. There's actually a debate. Most people say that it was Spock. Technically speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would technically be a correct question. But there are some other Vulcans that are there that could have preceded Spock. But the answer that most everyone will answer is Spock.
Ah, so do you believe it is a trick question or not a trick question?
Well, it's both a trick question and not a trick question. It's both.
Correct. Because if you ever look at Star Trek Deep Space Nine, where the first captain to ever make interplanetary discussions, the first Vulcan was a female.
Yeah.
But the first official Vulcan known was Spock.
Was Spock, yeah.
Here's something only a true Star Trek fan would actually say. A officially it would be Spock, but not officially. Because if you said, oh, it's Spock, someone can call you out on that. Yay, I get it. My battery is low. Go on. Oh my god, you such a... Oh no, I'm low on ammo here.
That was the third question, by the way.
Yes, and I said I had like 4?
5.
5. Okay, now I hope you know this one. Okay, this involves the Ferengi.
Okay.
What does the Ferengi find odd about female humans?
Actually, that one I do not know because I've never actually paid any attention to the Ferengi. Because they basically only care about money.
Alright, you know what it is?
No.
Oh, too bad, I'm telling you. Here it is.
Yeah.
It's that the females wear clothing. Because their females are butt naked.
Okay, I find that odd instead of humans being clothed. I find the females of Ferengi weird.
Hey,
but then again, the Ferengis are money-grubbing assholes. Sometimes.
Yes. And here's something. That question, I knew that probably would stump you up because it's one of those small things that they only mentioned a little bit of, and it made it very interesting.
It's one of those things that you have to pay attention.
Yes, and trust me, there's a lot to pay attention in.
Deep Space Nine, so.
Oh, that was not in Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, I know, but most people think that is where you would hear it. But no, it's not. It's in one of the other ones.
Yep, that was actually in Star Trek: The Next Generation. Ironically enough, that little clip there. I'm getting shot by a turret. I hate this.
All right, so what's the fifth question?
The fifth and final question is: name 3 actors who actually have Shakespearean experiences. Blah, 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 blah. This word is hard to say. Who actually studied in the world of Shakespearean arts before they joined the Star Trek crew. The actors.
I know the actor.
You can say the character. You can actually.
I forget his name. I forget his actual
name.
name.
Yeah, you can say the captain's name if you wish to.
Yeah.
And I'll take that.
The actor who plays Jean-Luc Picard.
Yep.
William Shatner, because he is a Shakespearean actor. And I believe the one who plays Catherine Janeway.
Correct. Good job, man. Yeah. Some people don't even know that. They don't even know that some of these great actors actually had Shakespearean credits to their name.
Yeah.
There you go. So you got 4 out of 5 right. I was positive the Ferengi one would. I thought you would have had the Ferengi one, and I thought the Shakespearean one probably would have had you, not the other way around.
No. But because I've watched where William Shatner goes around talking to the other captains. The guy who plays the captain of Deep Space Nine, he also has Shakespearean acting.
It's just really hard to remember his captain's name. By the way, if you want to learn about the political side of Star Trek, watch Deep Space Nine. It's pretty much rolls around the politics and all that, and how they first met the Klingons.
Yeah.
I find that...
let's see. The current Captain Kirk does not have Shakespearean acting.
Yes.
And I know this for a fact.
The current version, yes. But the original man, the actor who played Jean-Luc Picard, got to prove something. He hated Star Trek. He hated it. At first.
Actually, that is false. That is false.
Really?
He did not. No, he did not. If you ever watch the captain's thing, he does not. He never hated it from the beginning. He didn't hate it at all.
There you go. I don't so it wasn't hate. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, he didn't understand it. Maybe that was it.
That was the thing that he didn't do. He had to do research on it because he didn't understand. It was the same thing with the actor who played Will Riker. He didn't understand Star Trek. He had to watch the original series.
Okay, that makes more sense. I apologize because I did not know.
They both didn't fully understand. The guy who played Captain Picard, he actually did have some understanding, just not a lot of it.
Yeah, he was just a little bit confused by it.
Yeah, so he did.
I think he was probably confused of what type of audience would be into this.
Yeah, that's mostly what he was confused about. Because he actually watched the original show. That's why he wanted to act in the show.
Yeah, but I thought maybe he thought he was going to be in like in a small role or something. I think that's what he said. He first thought he was going to get like a small role, and that would be it.
Yeah, that's what he thought, but no.
And then they went like, oh, yeah, they went like, no, we want you to be the captain. Yeah. And you want physical proof of how well you can see a guy adapting into his role? Jean-Luc Picard all the way. Yeah. I've never seen a character so into the show.
The sad thing is, like when he was talking, when William Shatner was talking to the person who plays Captain Janeway, she has kids, and she works like she had to work like you could work an 18-hour shift on the set, and not get home till like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah, and that's hard for the children, especially on a mother.
Leonard Nimoy, the guy who played the original Spock, his relationship with his family was almost destroyed because of his acting career.
Well, it's because like he believed that Spock would just be like a one-time character. He didn't think it'd be like this big-ass hit that Spock became, and he decided to milk it for all it's worth.
Yeah, and he became one of the most iconic characters. Like in the original series, you could not do any Star Trek without Spock.
Well, yeah, you know, a little bit of information.
Spock made an appearance in the Next Generation.
Oh yeah. Even if I think it was just slightly, just for a minute or two. I'm throwing out my turn. I gotta.
The episode actually involved the Romulans, and Spock was on the Romulan planet for something. I forget the whole thing about it.
Yes.
So there's that whole thing.
But I'm trying to. Oh yeah, you know Star Trek the animated series, because this is actually pretty unique.
I have not watched because, well, I don't really want to watch it.
Okay. They did get Spock to be in it, but Leonard Nimoy, but he would not do it unless George Takei was in it.
Oh,
and they did not want George Takei in it originally.
Yeah. But yeah, the Spock would not do any of it without the actual cast. He wouldn't do anything Star Trek related without the original cast until the Next Generation came along.
Yes, and like, don't forget he also did one for the new movie.
Show up. They are going to show up. It's just it's going to be in several different episodes.
Yeah, of the new Star Trek.
Star Trek Next Generation. Yeah. The movie actually showed. It was the next gen. It was the one where Captain Picard goes into a thing called the Nexus and goes to get Captain Kirk just so he can save lives and shit like that. It basically showed.
What the one I'm thinking of was the new one.
Chekhov.
You know the latest new ones that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the last known appearance of Leonard Nimoy before he died.
Yeah, Star Trek Beyond, the current.
Yeah, and he passed the torch. And one thing a lot of people, including myself, respected was the fact that he went like, Spock will never truly die. This is because what the character was, the character of Spock.
Yeah. I mean, the only cameo that Spock actually makes is when you see that it says Spock has finally died because Leonard Nimoy died, and they wanted to put that in and make an acknowledgement that his character is.
Yeah, officially dead.
It's an alternate timeline. That's that whole thing. And it even shows Spock even receives a picture of the original cast all standing in a group photo.
Yeah. Die.
In the Star Trek uniforms of that era.
Yeah, but that's huge respect. Like, okay. I know this for a fact that originally William Shatner was not the original captain.
No, somebody else, but
someone else was the pilot. And then, lo and behold, Shatner got involved, and some people say that's what made the show. And some people were rebutted. Well, we believe it was the chemistry between them.
Some of the movies, half of them were directed by William Shatner. The other half was Leonard Nimoy directing them for the original movies. Like the motion picture right up until Generations. After that, it was but it was funny. That was the whole thing with them. Like the entire original cast, they became friends. They were you could say the best of friends. It was fun, and all the actors who played in Star Trek are all friends with the other people who done Star Trek. It's hilarious.
Yep. Yeah. I still laugh when for anyone out there who is wondering why I find this a little bit funny, if I would have told you straight out that Whoopi Goldberg was in Star Trek and you called me a liar, I could prove it, and that made me always feel good.
Yeah,
people were like,
Whoopi Goldberg was in Star Trek.
Damn, these Marauders are getting brutal on me.
Because no one will believe it, but it's true.
Yeah, she was actually in the show. And here's something, she was an all-knowing being. That's what made it probably a little bit more unbelievable, is like, Whoopi Goldberg playing this one. Like, why would Whoopi Goldberg be in it? Because Whoopi Goldberg knew a good show when she saw it. There you go. Yeah. Like, when someone literally debates on who's the best captain, I always just see someone straight up keep having the argument between Jean-Luc Picard and like William Shatner. Yeah. And I always wondered why, and then lo and behold, I figured out why.
It's because they were so good at being a captain. They're both great captains. Same thing with Captain Janeway. She's a great captain.
Yep. It's sort of sad that no one really takes Janeway seriously, and I went like some fans go like, oh, Janeway, she's okay, and I went like, dude, she had to try to keep the team's morale up, and think about this, she had to team up with a group that was trying to destroy her. Like, I know there were some problems behind the scenes.
Team up with the fucking Borg. The guys that want to, the guys that basically say, lower your shields and surrender. And
be assimilated.
We will adapt your technology to our own. Resistance is futile. Those people, those motherfuckers. She even reformed a Borg that grew up.
And then the whole entire series rolled around Tenaya 7 after that. Literally the whole entire series.
Rolled after 7 of 9, yeah.
Yeah.
After that, they just started calling her 7 because it was easier to say after a while.
Yeah, it was better than saying Tenaya 7. And then you had yeah. What was that guy's name?
Like, there were two. Like, everyone said that Chakotay never got the character Chakotay, the first officer and the leader of the Maquis. That he never got his episode. He got plenty of fucking episodes. Hell, him and Janeway were trapped on a planet because they thought they were going to die, and they finally found the cure. They basically had character development. He even helped Janeway get an animal spirit, which was a fucking lizard. His was an eagle. Janeway is, yeah, like, he got plenty of episodes. Hell, 7 of 9 fell in love with Chakotay. It was hilarious.
Yeah, there was a chief of engineering.
Yeah, emotion's bad. Her implant said, okay, emotion's bad, we're gonna knock you out. Like, what the fuck? And this was when she was on the holodeck creating a romantic dinner with a Chakotay hologram. And he just walks in there going, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, because he's all confused.
It's like, okay, I didn't know she had these feelings. This is interesting. Okay, computer, get rid of the Chakotay hologram. And then they teleport. Yeah, it's like character development. Well, the pilot and the main engineer, Tom Paris and B'Elanna Torres, basically get married in the show. Basically, their characters get married.
Yeah. Yeah, I apologize for us all just spoiling whole entire Star Trek, but you had like a decade to know about this stuff.
Yeah. But every character had a story arc, had development. Even the holographic medical emergency program
had character development. He was actually pretty.
Development.
He was the best part of the series.
Awesome.
Here's
like whenever his episodes came up, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
That was with every character. Like every episode, you're like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen. Are they gonna do? It's like,
are they gonna get closer to home? Or are they not? It's like
they're 70,000 light years away from home, away from the Alpha Quadrant.
Yeah, like, but knowing the fact they could probably shave off maybe like a year off it made people very happy. It was like, yes, 1 year off. That's great.
Cool. Yeah.
That's how you can do like a really good plot that you would think, oh my god, that would be horrible.
Yeah, and there was an episode where you saw that they eventually do get home. And they're all like old age and shit like that, and like that admiral, she becomes an admiral after all of this, and it's like,
well, she needs she does. She better be
time to make sure that happens, because it's already happened. She remembers it.
Yeah, that's something I respected the shit out of when I saw that. I went like, yes.
Yeah. It also shows what happens if you become too dependent on what you're doing. Like, there was an episode where some guy basically could predict the future, and he was trying to change it so his world wouldn't die.
Oh yeah, I remember that episode.
His world dies because of this.
Yeah, that
everything that he knows and loves dies, and they're trying to reper it so his world comes back to life.
There was an episode in Star Trek: The Next Generation very similar to that.
Yeah.
He was a negotiator to stop these two nations from fighting each other, and what happened was he had 3 different muses. One that was balanced, one that was romantic, and one that was logical. Due to an incident, one of them died. Well, all 3 of them died, to be more specific, and he did not know what to do. He was about to give up because he was such connected with these 3 since he was a child that he didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
And I love that.
There was an episode where the doctor has to try and basically say, oh yeah, your history about what the Star Trek crew is like is not true. Like, and one of the episodes, he's basically they think this planet that they helped that they tried to help basically thinks that Voyager the crew of Voyager were basically a bunch of tyrants and everyone was evil, and that they tried to help take over the planet. The Doctor, on the other hand, is trying to make it so that history is made right and tell everyone that no, that's not true. Nothing that your history says is true. This is how it actually happened.
Back out, grenade. Yep, and that's what I respected on it.
This is a backup copy of himself.
He had a backup for his backup, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's the backup for his backup. Like, and they had a medical tricorder, and he even shows them how to access that information, and yeah, their history was wrong. By the end of the episode, the people who know the truth basically go, you know what? We're sick of this. We're basically going to free ourselves, liberate ourselves. A revolution happens at the end of the episode. The Doctor is obviously gets deactivated, but like, you see that level of commitment in the show. Like,
yeah,
wow.
You won't think that show would have it, but there you go. It's always the shows that you don't suspect. Like,
yeah,
Steven Universe definitely has a fair share of commitment to what its characters are. Oh no, it's not.
Every Star Trek episode has some form of time travel in it. There was one.
I don't think there is any series that does not have a time travel episode into it.
The crew of Deep Space Nine has to go travel back in time to when Captain Kirk was alive.
Ooh.
Like, well, shit, this is gonna be fun. And it was fun, but it's like, yeah, okay, I still don't like the series, but that was a fun episode. Even Jean-Luc Picard, even the Next Generation touches on time travel. They touch on travel again with the movie First Contact. like, well, fuck. They basically have to make sure that the board don't fuck up history.
Yep, and that's always the most interesting. Well, it's not as interesting as Star Trek meeting up with the Green Lanterns. That was weird.
That was a fun comic.
Yeah, but it was so...
Yeah.
That was so weird yet so perfect of how that is, because it's like science mixed with a form of magic and science.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And it was just fun. But then there was the one Star Trek movie that there's two Star Trek movies that everybody hates, with hands down.
Isn't it the one where the
motion picture, because it's so fucking slow.
Mm-hmm. I think.
And Nemesis.
Isn't Nemesis the one where they're like this utopia and like they don't want to leave their fucking planet and all that shit?
Nope. This is the one that introduces Theron radiation.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, where there's basically a clone, where the Romulans tried to clone Picard, and that clone is dying and needs Picard's blood in order to live.
Does it not have blood in it?
No, he needs Picard's blood in order to cure his degeneration, because he's a clone.
I love the fact that
never got
this
the process
machine's
that
not
would
taunting
speed
me.
him up, that would speed up his aging to be Picard.
Ah.
So he had to slowly age, and that was killing him. So in order to live, he needed the actual Picard's blood in order to live.
Okay, I'm gonna swap out here. Hold on a minute.
And yeah, those are the two movies that everyone hates. But you can understand why. Nemesis basically said, yeah, we're basically going to have this big baddie, and by the end of it, Data dies. And then the information that he gave to his clone is like, well, shit, Data's now a clone. This isn't going to affect anything. It didn't.
Well, Data technically has a brother, and his way of trying to eliminate problems was so illogical that he counted it as a mistake.
Yeah, he had a brother. It's fine. Okay, that's fine. He showed up in several episodes. That's fine. Okay, yeah. But the way they killed off the original, they killed Data off, and then they brought him back in his clone's body. Like, what the fuck was the point of killing Data then?
Ooh, I know. Surprise!
No, there really was no point. They just wanted something, they just wanted to try and get an emotional scene in there. But they fuck it up by saying, oh yeah, Data technically is still alive because the thing that he tried to do with the clone and giving him all of his brain function crap is, yeah, that basically happens. Then why did you kill off Data? It made no sense. The other movie that people don't like, which is also understandable, but it's not as hated, is Star Trek Insurrection. You basically have a planet which the rings around the planet give off this special radiation that heals you and keeps you alive forever. Okay, cool. The Federation comes in and basically some people who basically have to stretch their skin for some fucked up reason. They want to steal this thing. Captain Picard basically says, "No, I don't like this shit. I'm gonna fight this." Like, okay, but why? Like, they were gonna knock out. They were gonna wait till all of the people on the planet were asleep, put them into a holographic simulation, and steal all of this healing energy just to heal a bunch of people. Like, okay, I see why they would want this, but at the same time, they're basically screwing an entire people who are basically like the Amish.
Taking him to the top of the dam. Get there quick.
And that's the whole thing. It's not the plot. It's the people who are like the Amish.
Oh, the self-proclaimed Amish people?
Yeah, it was like, okay, they have the ability to create warp technology. They could easily leave the planet, but they don't want to because, well, where would it take them from their utopia? Okay, that's fine. But then the Federation comes in and says, yeah, we want this so we can heal our people.
Sounds about right. It's like, why didn't you just try talking to them?
Why didn't you talk to them? Why didn't you live with them? It's like...
We did not think that through. We are idiots.
It's not because of that. It's because of the people who have to keep stretching their skin. They are the people that are on the planet as well, but they chose to continue using technology and warp technology and shit like that.
And then, oh man, that is the episode I'm thinking of.
That's the movie you're thinking of. It's Insurrection.
Yeah, then that movie was
Picard basically
stupid.
goes, you know what? I'm gonna defy orders and basically not help.
Yeah, I went like
Not
I
help
went
the
like,
Federation. I'm gonna help these people. There's one scene that people are really frustrated about. It's the one girl who cannot swim. She's had 300 years to learn how to swim, mind you. That's
Yep.
not, this isn't. She basically freezes time. She slows down time enough. The reason people hate this scene is because later on in the movie, this leads to the other scene that's hated. When she gets hit by a bunch of rocks, she freezes her own time so that the medical officer that's for the Enterprise comes and basically makes it so she doesn't die. It's like, okay, then here's my question.
Why didn't you stop the rocks?
People have this power. If these people have this power, because the entire planet would have this power. If they have this power, why couldn't they go onto the ship, freeze time itself, kill all of the guys there, and then unfreeze time? Like, oh yeah, we didn't think of that, and we're not even going to question why they don't do it. It's just
that would take too much time in our $4 budget.
Take too much time, and yeah. It's like, but you have enough time to show Picard fighting the head of the guys who want to steal the rings, and then you have enough time for him to basically go, oh, hey, the entire room is flammable. I'm gonna shoot my gun and basically cause an explosion and survive. Worf basically gets a pimple. Basically, he goes through some weird
puberty
phase that his people go through. I'm not even sure if it's puberty or something like that.
We'll call it puberty.
Yeah, it's basically just something stupid. Data basically learns how to play.
Yeah, I love that. They go like, the way to make you human is to have fun and play. I'm like, wait, those times when you're playing Sherlock Holmes doesn't count as you playing?
It's like, what the fuck? Like, that's why it's the other dislike movie. It's not completely hated. There are some legitimately good scenes in there, like some good fight scenes and shit like that. It's fun, but there's not enough of them. Like that whole thing about her not being able to swim. Data becomes a flotation device.
I had the ability to float. Insert joke here.
What the fuck? But yeah, she had 300 years to learn how to swim, and she never did. Are you fucking kidding me? 300 years and you never learned how to swim. Even Picard brings this up. Like, you know the movie is going to shit if the characters
are self-aware.
Even question that.
They're like, wait, you can't swim.
But
like,
you've had
I can understand if you're like 5 years old, or maybe under the age of 10, because your parents don't want you to swim at such a young age.
But she's over 300.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck?
That's just stupid. That's dumb. No, dumb is not even good enough for that.
No, it's moronically, stupidly dumb. Like, I have to use 3 different words that mean the same thing just to describe how stupid this is.
Words cannot explain my stupidity. I think that one scene where Captain Picard and number one facepalm themselves.
Yeah, Okay, the swimming thing, yeah, that's stupid. But there's actually something else that's actually kind of fun. It's in Star Trek Nemesis. It's the whole why the clone of Captain Picard has all the lights dark. Is because the people that you're with, they get hurt by the light.
Okay,
It
so
hurts them. Their eyes. So that's a biological thing that explains why all the lights are really dim and why everything's really dark. He grew up in darkness. He grew up in a Romulan mine, and he grew up in darkness. So he can survive in bright lights and darkness.
Badass.
That's understandable. That's understandable. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Not knowing how to swim after 300 fucking years?
Nope.
Yeah, no. Doesn't make sense. And these people are never mentioned in the show ever again.
I know, that's the best part about it. They were like, dude, these characters are so fucking horrible. Let's never speak of them ever again. Agreed. And then they burnt the script, and everyone just went like, if anyone ever asks about Nemesis, we say, Nemo what? Nemo who? And then we don't know what they're talking about. It was like a secret pack they made.
In Insurrection, there was a scene where, number one, as he's called...
Doesn't he get the ship blown up? Like, I think that's a thing for him.
No, he doesn't get the ship blown up. But no, there's a scene in there where him and Troy basically become horny fucking teenagers. Or at least that's what the planet tries to make them do. They basically get all horny and shit. She literally pushes him off and said, "I've never kissed him with a beard." And yet there are several episodes in the show where she kisses him with a beard.
Yep.
Did the people who made the movie even watch the series?
No, I think someone asked them that, and the person publicly admitted that they saw the first season and that was it.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, he didn't have a beard on the first season, so...
He didn't have a beard on the first season.
Yeah.
So, but in the later seasons he did, and she kissed him with the beard. Like...
Yeah, and I don't really remember that she actually kissed him in the first season.
No, she never kissed him in the first season. It was the later season that they became a couple.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like, they had feelings for each other. It was blatantly obvious.
Yeah. In Generations, they actually show a wedding.
But,
and the funniest line in that movie is, "You have the bridge,
oh my God.
Mr. Troy." And
Okay.
everyone in the room starts giggling. Like, that is legitimately funny. You just got married, and you have your captain literally say, "You have the bridge, Mr. Troy," in that mocking tone. Everyone in the room will giggle. Like, when I first saw it,
well, you were mentioning that. I just saw Psycho literally commit suicide. It was perfect timing. You're like, want to hear something funny? It's like, sure. It's like, watches this Psycho commit suicide while you're talking about this.
Star Trek can produce some funny scenes.
Oh, heck yeah. Like, when Dana finally made a funny, and everyone started laughing, but Dana didn't get why. Like, it just demonstrates how good you could have made it, and then the movie came out, and everyone just said, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Yeah.
Oh shit. EXP loader. Gotta kill you.
It really is fun. Like, other movies, they can make some legitimately funny scenes, or they can make scenes that confuse the fuck out of you. Okay, the original, Riddick, the first movie,
Yeah.
the one where they crash into a planet and it wasn't dark. It was not dark. Not the one where he faces the necromongers, and not Dark Fury, but the other one. Hang on, I got the fucking DVD set here. I got the trilogy set here. Give me a second. What was it? Oh yeah, Pitch Black. That was the movie. Like, oh no. There's one scene when they're looking for stuff. One of the survivors shows up and says, "Oh, thank God! I thought I was the only one," and then he gets shot. and the other guy says, "Oh shit, I thought he was Riddick." You were close enough to see that he wasn't Riddick.
Yay! Star Trek logic!
Hang on, let me say, the guy who shot the survivor and said that stupid line that made no fucking sense. Once he moves out of the camera's way, you see Riddick sitting in a chair drinking booze. Like, I'm over here, bitch.
Goes like, you blind motherfucker, I was right here the whole entire time. He's like,
here's the thing, Riddick can see in perfect darkness, and is essentially blind and is blinded by light. Like, yeah, okay, bitch, even I wouldn't make that mistake, and I'm practically blind in the sunlight.
and I'm blind,
fucking,
bitch!
and I have to wear these fucking special goggles just so I can see in light. And even I would make that mistake, you dumb motherfucker. Like, I just go through it. It's like, if he could have voiced that, he would have.
Ah, man. Let's switch out to the good gun. There we go.
It's just really stupid, though.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying it ain't.
Like, come on, you have to, like, if you were in that situation, even you wouldn't make that mistake.
Don't lie. I know what the guy looks like. Is he a shapeshifter? No. Then why did you kill this guy?
Because
I won't lie, he slept with my wife. There, here's your...
No, here's the reason why they had to kill him off. Because he wasn't part of the main cast. He wasn't Riddick. The guy who's the only people that survive are the priest guy, the guy that you see in the final movie and basically put the bounty on Riddick's head. The girl that you see in the final movie all grown up. Riddick. And that captain chick that we see.
Huh.
We never see her again. We have no idea what happened. In Dark Fury, she doesn't even show up on the fucking ship that they're on.
That is actually pretty funny.
She gets on the escape ship with them.
Then why did you kill the other guy? They're like, oh, if we kill a woman, the show will get bad ratings. You killed a woman before. I admit it was a good way to kill her off.
Yeah, the woman in Pitch Black gets up when she's told to stay the fuck down. She gets up and she gets torn in half, but she's still screaming. Which, yeah, you would survive for a few seconds after that. Enough to scream and then you'd be dead.
Dead. But I'm talking about
lying there going, yeah, is this over yet? And he gets up after it's over. It's like, yeah, okay, it's over. I'm walking back to the ship.
So close to getting to Roland. Then I can equip my rocket launcher.
But you do see my point. It's like there are legitimately good scenes in certain movies and some funny scenes, and then there are stupid fucking scenes in the movie. Like the guy getting shot, and then saying, "Oh shit, I thought he was Riddick." Motherfucker, you are blind.
You're so blind, you make the blind able to see.
Like even Riddick's sitting there looking at it like, you're a dumbass. I'm blind.
It's like you look at he looks like he goes like, God damn, and I thought Q was stupid. I love Q, by the way. Q is the physical representation of what happens when someone just legitimately just says, fuck it. What makes someone who's so OP that it cannot be tamed.
Yeah, and then he becomes by Voyager. In Voyager, there was an episode where one of the Qs, which is really fucking confusing considering they're all named Q. The Q Continuum. Okay, can we call them something other than Q? Like Bob or something, just so we can differentiate them? Nope. They're all Q. Whatever. The trial of Q. Like, okay. There's the Q that we see in the Next Generation, and then there's the Q that there's the Q that's getting tried. I'm gonna call that Q Bob. Bob basically has to go and
do shit.
Try and get Vance for an assisted suicide.
Yeah, that's actually pretty unique.
By the end of the episode, he actually gets it. He becomes mortal, and the Q from Star Trek Next Generation helps him commit suicide. But that Q says if any Q commits suicide, it will drastically change everything. And yet he helps him. All because he said, you inspire me because of what you did in Next Generation. You basically went off the... Q in Next Generation becomes immortal and has to prove that he should be a full Q again. He does, and it's like, well, okay, fuck you. What's the point of Q becoming human?
The shield. Oh, that's gonna be so useful.
And okay, yeah. Now there's a Q that wants to convinces him like you were the best. You did something that no Q ever did. You defied the continuum and tried to change it. Well, shit! I'm gonna help this guy kill himself.
Because I don't want to be a good role model.
Then you see, in the later episode, you see the repercussions of this. Q basically kidnaps Janeway and says, "Yeah, I need you to mate with me." But at the end of the episode, Q does have. By the end of the episode, the two warring factions, the leader of the warring faction and the Q from Next Generation, basically touch fingers and the other person gets pregnant.
I love the whole fact that Janeway
is that it?
Yeah, Janeway thought that like they actually had to do it. They actually had to do like intercourse.
Yeah, it's like, wait, that was it? It's like, what did you think? Yes, that was it. Did you think we were actually gonna? Wow, you are stupid. Like, well, fuck you too. And then at the end of the episode, you see Q with a child. It's like, holy fuck, they reproduce fast. Like, she was just there about 5 minutes, like 10 minutes ago. Wow. How fast are your pregnancies? Like, what the fuck?
They reproduce every 5 seconds when they finger each other. That's why they have to wear gloves if they want to do safe sex.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? The Q continuum is basically, here's how you understand the Q continuum. Fuck the continuum. Just don't even, just fuck them. That's it. That's all you have to do to understand the continuum. Is just say fuck them. Because Q introduced everyone to the Borg. The Borg never existed until Next Generation. That's the thing.
Yeah, but that made it actually more interesting because it meant a new race was shown, and thus increasing your curiosity.
The only reason that the whole thing with the Borg even happened was because Q basically said, "Oh, you want to see an enemy that you have no chance of beating? Boom! Here's the Borg."
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, fuck you too. And in Voyager, we go, wait, the Borg exists in the Delta Quadrant as well? Well, okay.
They were from the Delta Quadrant originally.
Okay, in Star Trek Next Generation, when the Star Trek crew is sent to where the Borg are, they're sent all the way to the Delta Quadrant. The fucking Delta Quadrant by Q, and then he sends them back. I'm thinking, wait a minute, if Q can do that, then why isn't Janeway oh wait, she doesn't know about that. Like, if she asked, hey, Q, can you send us back to the Alpha Quadrant? All we have to do is say, yes. And she would have to ask, can you? It was literally that simple.
Yes, but she didn't. The one thing I really applauded on that is the fact that since Janeway did not know about it, it made it more reasonably understanding why she never asked it. Because she didn't know.
She didn't know that was possible.
Which actually made the show proceed a little bit longer. Because trust me, that thing could have just been a movie. Janeway's whole entire thing could have just been a movie.
Yeah. But they decided not to go that route.
Yeah. And thankfully they chose not to do that.
We would have missed meeting Neelix and his girlfriend / wife thing. That was actually kind of confusing.
It's pretty weird. I think she disappeared like halfway through the season.
She actually go like near in one of the seasons. She actually does leave the ship because she becomes this thought entity. She does return and by the end of the episode, she basically has to leave again. And that's the last we hear of her. And he looks so sad. He's like, oh, well, shit. Oh, well.
Can't win them all.
Nope.
Well, I think I don't know what the real reason why, but I've heard that she just didn't want to be involved in the show anymore, or it was over money.
There's lots of speculation. There's lots of speculation.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I mean, really? Am I really on? Wow, I'm already on the Tiny Tina episode part of this game.
Wow. Yeah.
It's getting a little bit.
Well, my dog, Ben's barking, so I'm gonna go get him, and I'm gonna let you go so I can make something to eat.
Yeah.
Alright.
We'll end it right here. We did a little bit of gaming. We finished the quest of the Firehawk. We did so much shit, and we literally talked about LARPing, and
we talked about Star Trek. It was fun.
We talked a little bit about Steven Universe. Lo and behold, this is the Let's Ignore series. Tune in next time. Same place, whenever I feel like it. Till then, bye.
Bye.